Here we go.
Ni hao, you're listening to Stick Drift, the bi-weekly show where we talk about the world of video games and the culture surrounding them. My name is Power Glover, and with me as my prisoner forever, it's Noah Rita. How you doing, bud?
Not great. I'm in prison, I guess.
He's in prison. He's in the Phantom Zone. We're going to podcast forever. There's nothing you can do about it. If you like it or you hate it, please would you rate it? Follow the rule of cool and leave a like on the mic. You can find us on YouTube at StickDriftPodYT, on Twitter/X at StickDriftYT. And we're also on Spotify. Each of our content has its own channel. So for specific podcasts, please subscribe to each to make sure you get the newest audio content in your feed. Noah, they announced a Steam machine again today.
Yeah.
They've already done this. This is their next crack at this thing. What do you think about it?
This one seems like a proper Steam console. Like they're finally like doing just like, yeah, we just want to make the console experience for our platform. Here you go. And I mean, Steam is a platform. And like people who play PC, you know, they have unlimited access to whatever they want to do. You can pirate, you can do whatever you want on PC. People still use the Steam platform because it's just that good of a platform. Like even like the most like some of like the most diehard like anti-DRM people are like, yeah, I hate DRM, but Steam's fine. So
Exactly. It's one of those things where like, what's better than free? The best.
Yeah.
You know, like that's what Steam is. It is the best. It is for some people the only.
Yep.
Like if you really believe in DRM free stuff, you would go to GOG, sure.
Yep.
But having that really good hub of Steam with all the specials on there and everything, it really can't be beat. If some people are like saying it's like a monopoly, but you know, it's a one-stop shop. It really is.
Yeah, I mean it's a monopoly, but like they're not abusing that. So like
no,
if they're the best, then they're the best. Like it's not a monopoly if there's no competition. That's just means there's no competition. People try to, you know, put their own DRM up all the time. You know, tons of digital storefronts open on PC, but the only one that is even a remote competitor is Epic, and that's just because it has Fortnite. So, and they give away free games every once in a while. That's about it.
Exactly. That's costing them a lot. And you know, Steam basically does this with their specials where everything's really reduced, right?
Yeah.
But it's also selling a lot of games for them too, and they get a cut of every sell.
Yep.
Like every piece of game sold, I should say.
Yep.
And yeah, I just this thing is tailor made for me as someone who has been wanting a PC in the house, and I have not had a desktop PC. I'm like, okay, it's really just forking the money down and going and figuring a bunch of stuff out. But this makes it easy, and it's a good entry point, and it solves the problem of like having a PC in the living room. Like it is everything I could want in a convenient box with pretty okay specs.
Yep.
Like I'm not going to be playing like the newest and greatest on it. I have a PS5 for that. Everything that I want to play on this thing is probably going to play well.
Yeah, you just want to play, you know, your PC exclusives. You want to play your, stuff that isn't cross-platform, you know, with your PC friends. 'Cause, you know, at least most of my friend group is PC.
PC and Switch, I'd say.
Yeah. So
I'm pretty much the outlier in the group, right? There's someone else we know has a PS5, but it's really just me and him, and he doesn't even play it. So.
Yep. So I mean, yeah, it'll be nice once you have a PC, because then we'll be like, hey, you want to hop on this, you know, PC friend slop, whatever, you know, and you can just be like, yeah, I'll hop on that, yeah. So
and you know, no subscription, it's free if you have the internet. I mean, it is single-handedly kneecapping Xbox and Microsoft.
Yep.
I think this is genuinely going to sink their plans in a major way. Like even if they, you know, show off another Xbox, who are they selling to at this point?
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, Valve going into this space is basically saying goodbye to them. Like, I really think this.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that Microsoft just needs to move on from the console space. I think
be a publisher. Yeah.
I think that Sony, Nintendo, and Valve, I think they're just going to be it, in the foreseeable future. Those are going to be the big
It's
three.
interesting because, yeah, sorry to cut you off. It's interesting because like you got two unicorns here, and then you have a very long tenured platform holder where you basically have two private companies, coming in at different aspects, different price points, but similar, ways with the Steam Deck.
Yeah.
And now this Valve suite that they just put out,
Yep.
and then the Switch 2 and Nintendo stuff. Like they're both unicorns in that they're private companies. Or well, I don't want to say private. They have a lot of money in the war chest, and they're beholden to their shareholders for sure. But they differ from a Sony where they feel self-sufficient in a way that Sony doesn't necessarily. Where Sony is thriving off of their console sales and their PlayStation efforts. That's the thing that's propping up Sony.
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo and Valve feel like they have a war chest, billions of dollars high.
Yep.
And it's interesting to see Valve enter the console space. Like, I don't know if we saw this coming. I really don't know if we did.
No.
Yeah. And this is new. This is like today. Like, and I heard some stuff that Valve was going to announce something this week, but you never know with Valve. It could be like, oh, we made freaking Portal 3 or Half-Life 3, or I don't know, we made another headset. But it turns out they made a new controller.
Yep.
They made a PC console hybrid.
Yep.
And they made a what's it called? Steam Frame,
Do
which is
you
VR
think?
set.
Do you think I need one of those Steam controllers?
Steam controllers, yes. I think you would like that.
You think I would? Because I mean, I swear by my 8-bit controllers. I really do swear by those.
Yeah, but there is something to have a console manufacturer's set that's like really well made.
Yeah.
That it's just different. Like I love my 8-bit Do as well. I have the Ultimate.
Yep.
It's a great controller, but it doesn't have all the bona fides that a console manufacturer would have to make a controller. Like some of the materials a little chintzy sometimes. I actually had a trigger break on my Ultimate recently too, and that sucked. But like you don't have these problems a lot with these types of controllers, with like Steam controllers, with PlayStation controllers and Xbox controllers.
Yeah.
There's a build quality to them, is what I mean.
Yep.
So I think it'd be worth for you to get that. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I'll look into it for sure. See if I
and
need it. Because I'm always looking for like I like my challenge runs in Souls games, and so like I want to make sure that I have a controller that's gonna just do my inputs. Like be precise in my inputs. I hate imprecision in inputs. It's nothing more frustrating. So.
Yeah, latency or whatever. It sounds like it's interesting because this new Steam controller, again, like I said, they've done this before. They've made a Steam machine before. They had the old Alienwares back then.
They've made Steam controllers before too.
They've made Steam controllers before, but they've made it more ergonomic and more unified across their SKUs. So, for instance, it's like the philosophy of the Steam Deck, where you have those double touchpads underneath the thumbsticks.
I liked those. I really did like those on the Steam Deck. I love my Steam Deck. I don't use it much, but I like it a lot.
Yeah, and it's perfect for that. Like it's a visual language that is tied throughout their SKU. Their whole family of devices now. And you look at it, you're going to go like, okay, this is a Steam controller. Like you're not going to get this messed up. It's not going to look like some knockoff, anything like that. But the fact that they put out, this is coming out in early 2026, and they put this out at the tail end of this year. I mean, I think it's going to be relatively boutique, but if they have the right game to sell this with, it's going to be massive. I think for people like me, that if like for instance, and they know this too, if they put a Half-Life 3 on here, this would be the time to do it. First of all. And second of all, it would sell their console. Like that is a system seller. And you can also play it on everything else too. Like that's the power of the PC. So it's perfect for me. It fits my lifestyle tremendously. I don't know if I'll get a Steam frame. I'm not too into VR stuff. It would be a cool idea. but I am definitely day one for the machine itself and the controller. I will be all over that.
Yep.
So that's me. And you can also replace the face plates with like customizable plates, which is cool.
Fun. Yeah.
They had this just for display only, like this it's like this ink display that they said they're not going to sell, but every time I see it, it's really cool. It's like it shows a bunch of data and stuff on it. And they're like, "Oh, we're not selling this; it's just display only." I'm like, "Well, change that. I want to have something that displays all my my hertz is going and all this stuff. You know what I mean?"
Sure.
So it's cool. It's a cool idea. Like I said, not the most powerful thing in the world, but I will be there. I will be there.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. And I mean, so I guess my question is, will you get one? Do you think
No.
you'll get one or no?
No.
Okay.
My crappy little gaming PC, I can maintain my own PC. That literally, something I did for work for years and years. So I I know my way around a PC. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. You just have no need for it, which is cool.
Nope. I know how
But
to.
invites people like me, invites people looking for another shiny thing, another console.
That's fine. Yep. I think it's something that needed to be made. It's great that it's a thing. It's just not my product. Not something I need.
Sure.
I barely even
you
use
have
my
the
Steam Deck,
ability
so
to do this stuff.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And I have I have a PC, that I've built that I did some crappy things with it, let's just say that, and it's on its last leg in terms of the case. I need to replace the case because the case is way too small for what it is, but I was kind of lazy when I put it together, so I just ripped out a motherboard out of an old case I had lying around and slammed a new motherboard in there, but
nice.
But it works fine. I've had it for years, and I've been saying I'm going to replace the case for years, and I just haven't gotten around to it. I did see a case that I almost went for. It was a Metaphor case that they were selling, and so I was like, "Oh, the Metaphor case, though. Could that get me to actually swap my motherboard out?" And I'm like,
That's I would get that too if I could, because that's my favorite game of the last couple of years. Probably
that thing is insanely good. That's such a good game.
That's the one to do it.
I
mean, I don't replay any game really besides like for trophies or whatever. I would replay that game.
Oh yeah, I'd replay that game in a heartbeat. Yeah, that game is just so good. Like I feel bad for people who haven't played that thing. Like genuinely, like that thing. That thing is amazing. That's Atlas's best work. Like that's hands down.
It is Atlas's best game. Like,
and I would say that's probably the best JRPG. Like just straight up the best JRPG. I'd say.
I was at a wedding. I was at a wedding 2 weeks ago, and the bride, he was basically a friend, who got married, and his wife, his new wife.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I heard you like Metaphor. Let's talk about it. She's like, oh my god, you're like the only person I know this. I was like, yes, this is your wedding day. Let's talk about Metaphor. It was awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah. That game is just that game is just incredible, and not enough people have played that thing. So I don't know how that thing hasn't blown up, because that thing is just so well made.
Yeah. 2 million copies, that's good, but we could do that's rookie numbers. We can put that up there.
I wonder if the message of that game has to do with that. Like genuinely, that message doesn't resonate with everyone. So
I don't know. And I'm sure it's sold more at this point with sales and all that. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, those Atlas games are pretty niche. They're pretty. I mean, honestly, Persona 5 is the outlier to that.
Yeah.
That's sold 15 million copies. That's a huge game for them.
Yep.
And it's also this isn't a new Persona game, so it's a niche of a niche almost. So it's pretty respectable that it sold what it sold, at least initially. So I don't know if it's that. It could be, but I think the people that would be coming to that game are in the tank for that stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I don't know either. Yeah, it's just I just want more people to play that thing, because that thing I just love everything about that game. Yeah,
it's a top 10 game all time for me, dude.
I'd love to see more of that game as well, whether it's DLC, sequel, whatever. I just love to see more of that game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, it's a top 10 game for me, thinking about it, but I'm sure we did like our big list. I don't know
Mhm.
if it was on my top 5
We,
or
we
whatever,
we
but
did a top 5 list not too long
yeah,
ago.
it's on my top 10. It's on my top 10. I don't think it was on my top 5, but it's on my top 10. That's
It
for
would
damn
it would
sure.
be on my top 10 as well, pretty easily. Yeah, I
Mhm.
couldn't think how I
It's
couldn't fit it on there. Yeah.
what a way to ring in the first year of the podcast is play like the best game we've played in a long time.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
So yeah, speaking of other games, um, we got some more to talk about besides Metaphor. Um, I've beat some games. I played a lot of video games. I feel like all I've been doing is playing one game and kind of dabbling with some others. You've been kind of playing the friend slop routine. That's kind of what you've been saying
A little bit.
a
Yep. A little bit. Yep.
little bit. Uh, you have been going crazy, right?
Uh huh.
You have been playing a lot of one game,
Uh huh.
and I feel like you need an intervention. Do we need to find
No.
on the doll where the MTG arena touched you?
I'll get burnt out on it eventually. Then I'll stop. I'm already starting to feel a little burnt out on it, so it'll hit.
Oh, okay. Well, we're almost there, folks. We're
It'll
doing it.
it'll hit. It'll hit, and then I'll be like, okay, I gotta find something else to do.
Yeah. So let's ring in the game block with this. Noah, you've been playing some Magic the Gathering Arena.
Yep. Yep.
It sounds like you're not having a good time with it most of the time, but
Um,
you still continue to play
it
it.
depends on what I'm doing, because
Okay.
the thing is, I'm getting to the point where I'm getting high enough in rank on the like limited ladder, which is like a draft. So like basically
Mhm.
just randomly pulling card packs and picking cards from card packs and trying to construct a deck like that. And I like that a lot. But the problem
Mhm.
is, I'm getting to the point where I'm only winning 50% of the time, and
Oof.
that
Oof,
feels
that's rough.
bad. Like that's normal, right? But in your head, that feels really bad because you're
Yeah.
like, no, I need to win like 75% of the time, something stupid like that. Um,
Yeah.
so I just kind of need to step back a little bit from drafting so much, and I've actually started playing like just like constructed formats like the 100 card format brawl and the 60 card format standard, and I've been having fun. I've been having fun with both of those and getting lots of wins, racking up lots of wins. So when I'm done losing over and over again in my limited stuff, I just go and win in my constructed formats. So because I got some nice decks for those. Like I've got a mono blue tempo deck for standard, which is kind of like a mix between aggro and control. So I'm kind of just beating down the enemy while stopping them from casting their stuff and making their stuff tap down and stuff like that. So I'm just beating them down. It's pretty fun. And then my brawl deck is big sea creatures. So I kind of try and uh, hold back my opponent basically until I can get out like these huge sea monsters and just like swarm the field with giant sea creatures. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's pretty fun.
Mhm. Yeah, it's so funny you saying that. You're like, oh, I'm drafting and I'm winning 50% of the time. And then you said you're going back to constructed matches and you're like, yeah, that's how it feels. That's how it feels to win, baby. We got a juice back.
That's
And then you go
exactly
back.
it. That's exactly it. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
It's that gambler's mentality of like, I can't go out on a loss. I got to get one
Yes.
big win.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just. Yeah, I just need to stop doing the draft so much. Like I'm gonna draft once in a while because I have a sickness, but I just gotta stop doing it so much.
We were all playing our other things last night, and I just hear you just cursing. You're just like, I need to stop drafting. I hate this game. And I was like, dang, tell me how you really feel. You're like, no, I like this game, but I hate this game.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's exactly
Very
that.
entertaining.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like,
I was watching you play, and I'm like, things are not going well. You're not happy.
the process is fun, and like even like the gameplay, process is fun, but like, man, it just feels bad whenever the opponent has like the out to everything that you do, or like they have like they just have like straight up better cards in a format where you're not supposed to have like the greatest cards of all time. Like sometimes I'll just feel like my opponent, like, they didn't draft, they just like built a deck like from whatever cards they wanted. Like sometimes I'll genuinely feel like that, and it just feels really bad. It's like they got every single card they could have possibly needed to do this.
Yeah.
And that just feels really bad. Because when I'm just like drafting, I'm like putting together scraps. I'm like, yeah, I can kind of do like a sort of mid-range deck with this, but like it's gonna be really jank, And then
Right.
and my opponent's just like, oh no, I just built a I built a vintage deck. Here it is. Here's my vintage deck, and I'm just like, that's not what I'm playing. I don't have something that matches up to that. This doesn't feel fair. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Tony Stark build this to decay with a box of scraps. Is that how it feels?
Yeah, that's
like?
how it feels. Yep.
Yeah. I'm starting to think this game is your toxic ex-girlfriend or toxic girlfriend. You're just like, no, baby, I can't with you right now. Leave me alone. It's
Yeah.
like, no, come on, it's fun. I'm fun. And you're like, yeah, you are fun a little bit. And then you start partaking, like, I hate that bitch.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yep. Yep.
And then he goes back, and then he goes back and hangs out with her again.
Yep.
But
Yep.
magic will do you right, just do you so wrong though.
Yeah. So now I'm stepping away from the sort of the broken card draft, the powered cube draft, and now I'm playing the Neo Kamigawa draft that's on right now. I've been having fun with that because those are cool cards. Neo Kamigawa is a cool set. It's like cyberpunk Japan, so it's a pretty cool set.
Cool. That's Noah's trials and tribulations with drafting in MTG Arena. So
Yeah,
I was entertained every time I heard you take it to task. I was like, yeah, he likes that game.
Yep. I like that game.
He likes that game. I like this game that I'm going to talk about, Pokemon ZA. It's a good game. I think it's a very good game.
Yeah.
There's some problems with it. It's not a perfect game. It's not a perfect Pokemon game. But it is serviceable and does the right things when it needs to, except for the end game, which is bad. I think that is bad, and I regret doing it, but it's done, and I got everything.
Doesn't sound fun.
It was not.
Yeah.
So I've reached content completion with that game. I'm done with everything in it. I did all the side quests. They're probably dropping new things for new seasons and stuff. I've bowed out. As far as I'm concerned, I completed that.
They're gonna have like
Charm.
DLC eventually, but
right. Well, I'll come back for that. But like
yeah.
all the seasonal stuff, like that, I don't care about. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna get a Mega Evolved Delphox. I don't care. I just do not care. I don't play enough of that online to warrant it. You know, which is how you would get that. But I liked that thing for about 50 hours, and then the last 20 were kind of hell in a handbasket. To get the shiny charm, which allows you to get shiny Pokemon at a basically a higher rate, you have to do a bunch of like requests for this character. I think her name is Mabel. I think that's what her name is, or something like that. Team Flare scientist lady, and Mabel's to do everything. Mabel, okay, yeah, she asks you to complete 1,000 Pokemon battles, like trainer battles, and it was one of the more tedious things I've done in a game in a long time. Like when you're done with that game, you might have 200 wins, like maybe just by playing regularly. And by the time you're done with the ZA Royale stuff, after you do all 20 or whatever to the Jacinth like secret side mission, where you do a Jacinth Royale and you fight her, it was like 400, 450. So I had to literally grind the remainder of that, and it was just so not fun. It was one of the worst things I've done in a game in a while. I got good muscle memory to the point where I found the place I was doing it, which was Restaurant Lana. I got a Lucario with extreme speed because it's literally the fastest way to kill in that game on low level. and I just grinded battles 3 at a time until I was done. I got it down to 140 seconds. You use your Lucario, you knock out 3 trainers, you rinse and repeat. It costs 3,000 to play it. You get 6,000 in return for finishing it. You gain money as you go, and eventually, 10 hours down the road, after all the ZA RAL stuff, getting all the Evo stuff, finishing the decks, everything, I got the thing. I got the shiny charm, and I was like, okay, this is going. I'm putting this away now. I liked this game. I started to dislike it by the end.
Did you just sit there like clicking a button?
Uh-huh. Yep. I need a turbo controller.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would probably just do that on my turbo controller.
I don't have one though. I mean, if I did, I would.
So you don't have an 8-bit-do for your Switch then? 8-bit-do Ultimate for your Switch?
No, I have it for PC
Okay.
only, which sucks. My Ultimate is Switch compatible, but that's the one with the broken trigger on it, and that's the one you need to target. Because you use the left stick or left trigger to target Pokemon, and that's the one that's broken.
Yep.
So like I was thinking of that, like this would be easier, but it just didn't. It didn't play out like that. But yeah. Again, my recommendation is this: it's a good game. It is a strong addition, or a pretty good addition to the Switch 2's exclusive library. It's worth checking out. Don't complete that thing. Don't. It's not worth it. Like just save your time. Play through the story. Get the legendaries. The legendaries are fun. Hell, do all the side mission stuff. Like the ZA, do all the stuff up until you have to do the like request for the shiny charm. It is not worth it. The 1,000 Pokemon battles, like it's bad. It's bad. Don't do it. So that's pretty much my thing about beating ZA. I finished all that thing. I put it in my completionist bucket folder or whatever on my Switch 2. And when the DLC comes out, which it comes out like what, December 10th or something like that, I'll pick that thing up again, and we'll pick at it a little bit. But yeah, that's pretty much all for that. I'm excited to see the new Pokemon game next year. They're doing them annually now that they're back on their cadence, I think, after the Scarvy fiasco. But yeah, you've been playing all your mainstays, right?
Mm-hmm.
All your Nightreigns, which we'll get into, all your friend slop, whatever.
Yep.
You've been playing Project Diva for as long as we've done this podcast, even before, way before.
Yep.
That is your game. That's like one of your favorite games ever.
Yep.
You did like a really like amazing feat. What you got this trophy to pop.
Yeah.
That was like, it was very time intensive, right? So
Yes.
explain for the people what's going on.
Yes, I cleared 100 extreme charts, and if you don't know anything about Project Diva, extreme charts are very difficult. They take a lot of time to practice to learn, and I did 100 of those things. So I'm very close to getting all of the achievements on that thing now. I just need to, really, the only thing I need to do is just get perfect clears, and you can just grind those out by going to easy mode and just getting perfect clears. And I have like 45 of those, so it's not going to take me long at all to get 100 of those. And then I'll have all the achievements on that game on Steam. So
how many hours has it taken you to do this?
A lot.
A lot.
I think it was 132 hours is how many hours I've got in it.
Wow. Do you think that's accurate?
Yeah, I think it's pretty accurate. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's
that's impressive.
It's a lot for a rhythm game, I feel like.
Yeah, absolutely. I implore people to look at this thing. It gets crazy. It looks really hard. And there's also a lot going on in the background.
Yeah,
so it's kind of
you have to tune out the background like videos and stuff. You need to focus on clicking the buttons at the right time. So I mean, that's all the game is you're literally just clicking buttons to the music. But like that's easier said than done. Genuinely easier said than done. Like when your entire screen is covered in buttons, then you just have to take it one button press at a time. You're just like, okay, I got this wall coming for me. I just gotta time it out, and
Yeah, Twitch reflexes. You got
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
It's fun
You
though.
should check out you should check out the Persona Dancing All Night series.
I
I think
should.
you'd really like that.
Yeah, I should. Yeah, you're right.
Mhm.
I'd probably like those
They're all
things.
really good.
Yeah.
That was I don't know if all three of them are on Vita, but I know 3 and 4 are.
Yeah.
That'd be a good place to check that out. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, you told me that you did that. You showed me the proof of it. I was like, wow. Just like seeing how hard that looks. I'm like, I don't know if I could even do one. I just don't.
Yeah, no, there was a very, very long time where I couldn't even do one. And then, like, you get one, and then you're like, okay, I got one. And then you're like, you keep practicing, you're like, okay, I got two, and then it kind of just snowballs until you're like having whole nights where you're like, okay, I'm just, making attempts at extreme charts, and you make enough attempts at different extreme charts, you're like, oh, I can actually do this one. Sometimes you'll find one that is easy enough, and you're like, oh, I just got that one first try, great, let's move on to another one. So
yeah, it's intense at the very least.
Yeah.
And yeah, I am kind of baffled that you were able to do that. That is a very do you know what the completion rate is? Do they show that on Steam?
They do, yeah. That one
kind of-
is 2.4% of players.
Holy mackerel!
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So I'm in the top 2.4% of Diva players.
Wow.
Yep.
It always feels good to get like a really low percentage trophy or achievement or something.
Yeah.
That's one of them.
Yeah, once I pop like the platinum on that, because the one that has an even lower one is getting 100 perfect clears, and that's just because that one's just tedious and annoying. Like anyone who's doing that one, like you really want the platinum on that thing if you're doing that one, because that one isn't fun. It's just not fun doing perfect clears because it's stressful. Because like you'll get through a whole song and then you'll like miss one note at the end because you weren't paying attention, and it just feels bad. Because like genuinely, I'll be doing something else while I'm grinding out these perfect clears because like they're so boring to do. And like it's not like I've never gotten a perfect clear on hard or extreme. Like I have done those before, like, but that's not the place you go to grind out 100 perfect clears. Like you just do those in easy mode.
Yeah, for sure. It's it is a skill that you build.
Yeah.
And it's really something to see you specifically do it well. I'm like, wow, this is something. This is very cool. This is something that took a long time to do and learn and be good at.
Yep.
So yeah, Steam achievements. Speaking of which, you did get all the Nightreign achievements this year.
Yeah. Pretty
you're
quickly.
playing more Nightreign.
Huh?
Yeah, right. Yeah. You've been playing a lot of Nightreign.
Yep.
And they just announced that DLC.
They did. That DLC looks incredible. Oh my gosh, that looks so.
But I didn't see the trailer for this.
You didn't? How?
I'm actually gonna look this up real quick.
Yeah.
I'm just taking a look at it. But just kind of describe what you're interested in for this thing.
So yeah, I mean the content drop is going to be 2 new bosses, 2 new Nightfarers, and an additional like weather event. So yeah, it's gonna change up, changes, up the map, changes up, what, Night Lords spawn. And I'm sure there's gonna be like more like enemies, more, in the run bosses, because the majority of that game is like running through the game, killing the enemies, killing the bosses, like the Night Lord is just like a cherry on top, right? That's not the entire run. Like you don't take that game as like the only time you're playing that game is fighting the final boss, or else you're not playing that game right. Like you gotta enjoy the moment to moment of that thing. Because most of the really like stupid and fun stuff happens while you're just running around. So,
Yeah.
But
So, are you proficient with every class in this game, or do you kind of stick with one or two?
I can play every class except for Guardian.
Except for Guardian. That's the
Guardian, that's the bird. I do not play Guardian. I could play Guardian. It's not a good idea to have me play Guardian. Let's just put it
Wait,
that way.
hold the phone. Hold the phone. They have him in here? You're out of your mind. They have him from Dark Souls 1.
Uh-huh. Yep.
You are okay. This changes things.
You know he's
describe
a
what I'm talking
you know he's
about.
a skin already for Wilder, right?
Sorry, you cut out just slightly.
Oh, yeah,
what'd you say about
Artorias, he's a skin for Wilder.
Yes.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm pretty sure he's going to be one of the like mid-level bosses in the DLC. So
That's exciting.
Mhm.
We just did that, and I kind of want to. Okay, I'm in.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell me anything else. So
what do you think of those new classes though? The new Night Fares. So they got the guy with the book and the thrusting swords, kind of like the scholar type. I think he's supposed to be a Faith Dex character, if I remember right. He's supposed to like do like buffs. And then the girl with like the mace is supposed to be like some sort of like Reaper class of some type. She does like a lot of like counterattacks. Like you click a button and then you do an automatic dodge and counterattack. So So yeah, they seem like a good for mixing up build variety. Changing up what weapon classes you're gonna be seeing, things like that. So seems fun.
That's very cool. Now that I know that the man is in there, the big bad limp arm man.
Like those new bosses though, especially that super Night Lord. Like lore wise, he's supposed to be like the guy who like is behind all of the night stuff, and so like you're like basically putting an end to the night in this DLC. So
Okay,
because like the Night Lord thing is like an eternal cycle until this guy is like killed, basically. So like this god entity thing. So
gotcha. Okay, I'm down. Haven't seen it. That looks very good.
yeah,
Looks really good.
yep.
Yeah, it's cool. If you don't mind, let's take a little itty bitty break. I'm gonna go powder my nose, and we will be back. I will talk about some Kronos when we return.
Sounds good.
And we're back. The noses are all powdered. We've drank some water. We're all nice and energized and hydrated. Speaking of hydrated, I beat a video game with a lot of sloppy, wet guys that I've been stomping and crushing and killing.
Okay, this isn't the freaky episode.
Hold it. Let me cook. All right. I've been killing a lot of orphans. Yeah. All right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're not on the freaky episode anymore. That was last episode.
That was Goon Squad was last episode. You're right. When I'm talking about goopy orphans, I'm talking about Cronos The New Dawn. I brought this up a couple times on previous episodes. It's a horror game by Bloober Team. Kind of talked about the beats of this thing. Very like Polish synthy 80s horror. It's about basically a time traveling entity going back into different periods of a Polish apocalypse and trying to extract people into this like soul computer, very Matrix like. It was a cool story for the most part. I'm glad I finished it. It was pretty long. I was under the impression it was about 12 hours. It took me about 15 to 16. So it was a little bit longer than I thought it would be. But it was good, not great. The end of that game really falls apart. I don't know if you've seen this in the game where like you'll play a thing all the way up until like the end, and then they'll just decide to swerve on you for no reason. Like, hey, let's introduce an encounter you've never dealt with before that really can't facilitate your move set. this happened this year with Pipistrello for me, where the boss fight was just like the final boss was just like, okay, what are you guys doing? Like, you just made this hard for no reason. And it's nothing I've done up until this point. I didn't learn anything. It's just about get good, and that's how this thing was. The final boss of this game is skin peelingly bad in terms of like just execution and thematic messiness, and it's just a mess. It's a mess of a ending to a pretty good game. It made it feel like it was an okay game by the end. I enjoyed about 65 to 70% of this thing. I mentioned it last time I brought it up, but they feel like they give you a butter knife to like a gunfight with all the guns being wielded by superpowered gods. It really does feel like that. The ammo constraints, they loosen up towards the end of the game, but they kind of have to because of what they're asking to do. The final boss is basically a character that's very similar to yourself, but has like time warping abilities, so he can like teleport everywhere, and it just does not work. Like, he will just screw you.
Yeah.
Like, you'll just be shooting him, and you're like, okay, this is how you should react to this every time I'm doing this. But sometimes they'll just go like, ha, no, teleports behind you, the meme, and smacks you with like an electric shock. It's lame. It's lame. One of my least favorite boss fights in a game I've played in a while. But on the whole, it's a good game. Not a great one. Decent time I had with it. It's pretty scary, vibes wise at the beginning, but for the amount of combat you're doing, it becomes less and less intense and intimidating as you play, because you get used to the controls, you get used to moving around, you get used to, hey, they're gonna gotcha you all the time like they do in a Souls game, you know, where you're gonna go around a corner, someone's gonna grab you. It gets really repetitive like that. And they also just like gang fight you a lot, where they're just like, I don't know, stupid, figure it out. You got 3 bullets, you're fighting 7 dudes, and once you kill one will absorb the other and become super strong. You're just like, what do you want me to do, game? What do you want me to do? And at some point, they just put you in a failure state. They're just like, yeah, you just can't do this. Like, you need to load a save, you go back to your like shop area, buy ammo, and try again. And ammo is used for, or like upgrades have it's like an energy cost. Like, it governs your skills as well as your ammo purchasing. So it's like a unified currency for every aspect of your character. And cutting into one or the other is tough because it's more beneficial to raise your suit integrity rather than buying a shotgun shell, for instance. And everything in the game is really expensive, like really expensive. So like, you're paying like 500-600 credits for 2 shotgun shells. And you know, while they're powerful and you upgrade them, they're good. Like, it really cuts into your like leveling up your character. It's very, very strict about all of this stuff, which I've mentioned. But like I said, they loosen up a little bit on the ammo restrictions towards the end. But it was a tough game. It was a tough game. I didn't like playing about the midpoint of the game was very frustrating. Excuse me, for me. And last time I talked about it, I was coming off of a very frustrating counter. But yeah, it's interesting to see Bloober Team get the reps in for horror games, you know. As they're hard at work working on that Silent Hill 1 remake, which probably leads into 3 because 1 and 3 are connected. They're probably going to remake those, maybe make a new one. You know, it's interesting to see them get the reps and show what they're capable of in different ways, you know. I would say this game works more than it doesn't, but it's not high art or anything. I think it's worth looking at. Get it on sale. Don't buy this new. It's worth your time if you are patient. It does not reward impatience. We'll put it that way. So, Cronos The New Dawn. If I had to put a number on it, it's like a 7, maybe 6.5, 7. If I'm feeling negative, it's a 6.5, but probably a 7. I'm glad I played it. The next horror thing is going to be Silent Hill F. I got to get this off my plate. I've been yammering about this thing for a couple months. That's my next big game I'm going to be beating after I beat Hades 2, which I'll talk about later. So that's a little bit about that. As for our game of the year list, where it falls, right now it's the bottom of my top 10. It's going to fall off just from the amount of games I haven't finished. It's nice to see it made it right now, but it's not going to last. It's not it's not a strong candidate. We'll put it that way. So, yeah. Kind of going back to your mainstays, Noah. You've been playing some Dead by Daylight, Faster Than Light, 100% OJ, which you got me a copy of 100% OJ. I will be playing this whenever I get my Steam box or Steam machine.
Yep.
We'll be playing that. That'll be fun. It can run on a laptop though, right?
Yeah.
Not
That game is like that thing runs on a toaster. Yeah.
On a toaster. Yeah. It's like it's not like a flash game, but it's very low resource.
Res. Yep.
Yep, for sure. So I'm interested to check that out. You and Slade, frequent collaborator, have played a lot of that.
Yep.
So
Yeah, we like that.
So
a
yeah,
lot.
anything you want to say about those? Anything you want to say about your mainstays? Any about those?
No, I got a wild hair and was messing around in FTL. That's a game that I got all the like achievements for a while back, but I was just like wanting to play it, and so I booted up a run. Was just trying to do some hard mode stuff. I never really got big into the hard mode of that game, so I was trying to see how far I could get in the hard mode. And yeah, it's pretty brutal. Hard mode on that thing is pretty brutal, but
I think if you played Into the Breach, it would break you of your isometric bias. I really do.
I don't mess with that camera. That camera doesn't work.
Just try 1 hour of that game. You will be
that
sold,
camera.
brother.
I hate that camera. I hate that camera.
He is such this ISO fiend here.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, you're playing ISO slop. I'm playing Hades 2.
ISO
I'm like,
slop.
what are you
Yeah.
talking
That's
about?
ISO slop. Yeah. We all know that. Everyone knows that.
He makes me angry. I
Yeah.
don't like.
Yeah, everyone knows about ISO slop. It's true.
One day we'll get him to play Into the Breach, guys. I promise. We'll do it. It'll be his Outer Wilds. That's honestly, if I had to say, the two games I bugged you the most about is that and Into the Breach. Like 100%, it's those two. I can't even think of another one I've probably yammered on more about than that.
Yeah, and Outer Wilds was just like, it was a fine thing. I don't think about it very much. I only think about it whenever you bring it up. So
That's a great game. It's one of the best.
no, I just don't see it.
Noah doesn't let himself wonder and be in awe. He just says, "This is illogical." He's Spock and I'm Kirk.
No,
I love
it's a
Wonderment.
pretty logical game. It shows like you take a picture of something and then it stops moving.
You know what? Games don't do that though. That's science. That's a science project. Like it's so different from what you normally play, just in general.
It's a puzzle
Like,
game.
it's not-
It's a puzzle game. Like
Sure, but like puzzle games are not usually that profound. Like that is a profoundly dense mechanical game. It is that. Like once you understand the gimmick, sure, it's less mystical, but I think it is very good.
it's fun that it's a game where you can just go and beat the game once you understand how to beat that game. Like I could boot up that game today.
A lot of roguelike.
I could boot up that game today on a fresh file and I can just go beat that game. I know how to do that. I have that memorized.
You could do that in Myst as well. That's what that thing is.
Yeah.
Which is cool. I like that idea. There's games that do that. I mean, you can do that in like Far Cry 4. They have like a joke ending where you could do that. I'm going to go do this instead. I'm going to sit at this table, wait for pagan men, and then the game is going to end.
Yep.
Shit like that.
Yep, and that's a fine thing to do, I suppose.
He's so high and mighty. Listen to him, guys. Listen to him.
Yeah,
He's
I'm
like,
high and
"I
mighty.
think
I'm
that
high and
game
mighty
is
on the
all
guy
right."
who from the people who freaking think that their characters are so cool that they have to shove them all into the ending. Yeah.
It's about the friendship along the way.
No, I wasn't friends with any of them. They were all dicks to you. Every single one of those people were dicks to you throughout that whole thing. Like genuinely.
They were okay.
No. Genuinely, they all sucked. All of those people sucked. I didn't want any of them in my world.
Well, you gotta think like you're all on this like shared journey.
The one
to,
person that I did like in that normal campaign was the freaking dead person, the whatever.
the dead. the Nomai.
Yeah, the Nomai.
Thing.
Yeah, they were all right. The Nomai was all right, and then like the elk guy was all right. That's about it from the DLC.
Well, because the elk guy doesn't talk really; he just shows you fun pictures, and you're like,
Yeah,
I love him.
I like pictures. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, pictures are good. I like moving pictures
Yep.
that I can play. That's video games, buddy.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm not here to relitigate this game. The game's good. That's what I think.
That's
I
fine.
played it before you, so my opinion
I
is
agree that the
superior.
game's good. I just don't think that it's mind-breakingly, bendingly good.
It's like when people played Fez after the fact, where no one figured out. There was no like forum chatter about that thing after the fact. You just look it all up. Like Fez was amazing when it came out because people didn't know what was going on in that thing. And they all collaborated and cracked like this cipher and code and language that broke the game wide open. That's how this game felt to play as soon as it came out. Like people were talking everywhere. Like, oh, did you see this? Like it was magical. It's kind of hard to talk about it removed from the time and place. It is. But it's so profound for me to go like talk to people and go like, oh my God, did you see this? Did you do this? Did you find out this? Like it was fairly mind blowing because no one knew anything about the game at that point. So again, it's a very time and place thing for me. It's not something that can be replicated because it was so of the moment. And you don't have a lot of viral games like that. That was one of those. In a very like small subset of people playing video games on the grand scheme of things. But I love that thing. I love that thing. It's one of my favorite things for sure. So FTL, like where's the best place to play that? Would you say it's just Steam?
Yeah.
Or on PC?
I don't think there's any other way to play that thing. I don't think you can play the thing on console.
There is an iPad version that I hear is very good.
I'm kind of skeptical on that. Yeah, that's a very mouse and keyboard game. I could see it working okay. I'm not saying like it can't work, but you just have a lot more control with the mouse and keyboard, and you need precise controls for pausing the game constantly and for maneuvering your units, and just
it's one of the old Ryan Davis anecdotes from Giant Bomb. Rest in peace, Ryan Davis.
Yeah.
Where he talked about playing FTL on an iPad and it being one of his favorite games ever. So when I hear that anecdote, I'm like, okay, I just know that has a good version.
Yeah, that's fair.
On iPad.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's got a great camera view because it's a top-down camera view as opposed to an isometric camera view. So
same thing, buddy. It's just like this.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Oh, this guy. Yep. Fire him, somebody. You're fired. Okay, we're not going to dip into that. I'm sorry. I will atone for my sins by talking about some roguelikes. How about that? It feels like it's all been oops all roguelikes for me. Like this week, it's been besides like beating Cronos, which I did last week. It's just been me playing games that are run based. It really feels that way. Been playing Ball Pit still. Awesome game. I really like that. You want to talk video game go burr? That's one of them. It's super fun. It takes almost no skill to play, and yet it's frenetic and there's a nice pace to it that I really dig. Ball Pit. If you see that thing on sale or just buy it brand new, it's a cheap game. I recommend that thing. It's fun. If you like Brick Breakers, that's a good one. It's got a lot of nice flavor to it. Gonna continue to play that. There's like you get a bunch of levels and you basically have to beat every level with 2 characters to unlock the next one. So I think like technically completing that thing is beating every level. That's kind of what I consider, and I'm like 2 levels in on that thing because I've been playing more Hades 2 than this, honestly. Which I'll get to Hades 2. But Ball Pit, I really think that's a really good indie game for this year. Yeah, I don't know if I'll rank that thing top 10 or if it's going to be more of a casual play for me. But it's in consideration. It's one of the more fun things I played this year for sure. So more Ball Pit is good. It's perfect for just turning my brain off and watching. Like if I'm watching TV, it's a perfect game for that. Like if I'm just watching nothing, like my wife's got Dancing with the Stars on, I'm going to play this and go like, oh, she missed her plie or whatever the hell they do in Dancing with the Stars. everybody scored this thing 6, and one person, this celebrity judge, scored this a 10. Like, oh, he's not on the show much. Like, yeah, I'll say some shit like that, and then I'll play more of this game. So, anyway, Ball Pit, good game. And then also Peglin. Peglin's good. I like little goblin Peggle. It's still good. More run-based stuff. Not much to say there. It's just going to be something I pick at. It's not a new game. It's just a game I'm playing, and that's probably all I'm going to bring up. Peglin's good. But yeah, a lot of roguelikes. I'll get into Hades 2 in a minute, but just another quick check-in before you kind of talk about the real game you've been playing, Sonic Rumble. I booted it up, my 360 copy of Portal 2. Visited some family for, we were going to a wedding. We were there for like a day and a half, 2 days, like not enough to like go around and even see people I want to see, honestly, like you or anybody. We just had the wedding and then went home basically. But in like the time we had just hanging out for a couple hours on that Sunday or something, we played some Portal 2. I don't know if you've ever played any Portal games or Portal 2.
Yep,
those games are so
beat
good.
Both of those things. Yep.
Have you beaten the co-op Portal 2 mission?
Nope.
It's an entirely new campaign they made, like completely different.
Yep.
And I think it's honestly better than design-wise than the original Portal 2 campaign. I think the Portal 2.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Portal 2. I like Portal 1 better.
Sure, I think I'm with you. Just like a nostalgia factor, but I like the story of Portal 2. That's a fun one.
Yeah.
Cave Johnson and Gladys, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Wheatley, I mean, we've been talking about Valve. If Valve wants to make some real money, put out Portal 3. Then I'll be there.
I just think that first Portal game is so tight mechanically.
It is tight.
There's a little bit of feature creep, I think, that happens with Portal 2 that just kind of it a little bit gets away from like the core like of what that gameplay puzzle loop is, I think. I
think I agree with you. Feature creep specifically because the scope is a lot larger.
Yeah.
Like that first one is Chell doing subject tests.
Yep.
With a lot of like different, interesting, weird stories with like the Rat Man and stuff at the end of that game, which is cool. But that second one, like the scope is wider because you have more characters, you have more story. Literally, like the test chambers are like falling apart around you. Like it's a different thing. It's more sprawling. I think I'm with you there. There's something to how neat that game is. That first one is so neat, very tidy, and it's great. That's an all timer. I mean, Valve makes good video games. They should just make more video games. They're busy making freaking Dota and set top boxes or whatever.
Yeah, they had to put Monster Hunter and Dota. It was required.
Oh boy, yeah, our favorite collaboration of all time, Dota and Monster.
The thing that makes me so sad, right, about that collaboration, it's actual Monster Hunter that they're collaborating with, like the original Monster Hunter IP. It's not Wild, it's not World, it's Monster Hunter that they're collaborating with.
Oh, original.
Yeah, it's like using like that like logo, that font, that armor style, and I'm just like, man, if I knew how to play Dota. I tried to play Dota a long time ago. I had a Egyptian friend who was really big into Dota, and so he tried to get me into Dota 2, and I just could not figure it out at all. Could not figure it out.
You see this collaboration, you're like, look how they massacred my boy.
Yeah. I mean, no, I think Dota 2 is a fine game for people who like that and can understand it. I just am too stupid to understand that thing, so.
What I understand is like, League of Legends is like baby Dota, and Dota is like, you play hundreds of hours with one character and that's your tutorial. Like, that's what I understand about that thing. I don't know. I've never gotten the sensation to play any of those seriously. If I was going to, it'd be League because of how much I like Arcane and stuff like that. But Dota is not the one. That wouldn't be the one I pick. I think it'd be League. I've tried playing Dota 2 as well, and it just never hacked it as same as you. So.
Yep.
Yeah. A lot of Valve talk on here. I'm becoming a PC gamer overnight, though. How do you feel about that?
That's
Yeah.
horrible. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It reminds me of Portal. That reminds me of the orange box and how big of a deal that was. Like Portal being the selling point of that thing, for a box copy of Team Fortress and then Half-Life 2, with Portal being the throw-in. That was such a big deal back in the day. I think, what was that orange box? That was 2000. Was that 2007 or 8? I don't remember. I remember they specifically did not want to put that on Sony's box, and instead we're gonna put it on 360 because Sony sucks. So like Gabe Newell had a vendetta against Sony for some reason. It's just interesting. Just interesting to think about how different the industry is these days. Everyone's just playing nice with each other these days, and Valve becoming a console manufacturer, and it's weird times we're living in. Noah, Sonic video games, they're bad. Okay, they made another bad one.
Yeah.
Why are you playing the bad Sonic game?
Sonic games aren't bad. ISO Slop's bad, but
Oh,
yeah, like Hades, that's a bad game. But Sonic Rumble is way
all right,
better.
all right. I'm gonna stop you right there. All right, you've never played Hades.
Yeah, because it's ISO Slop, and I don't play ISO Slop.
No. The criticism ends with you've never played Hades. Continue on. He's coming for my darlings. I must fight back.
Like Sonic Rumble, it's so much better than Silk crap. Like, it's not even funny. Silk Slop.
Fun fact: he hasn't played that either.
Silk
So
Slop,
what's
yeah,
up with
I'm not
Sonic
gonna-
Rumble, where you're not associating against other games? That you
Yeah,
haven't played?
yeah, like what you do. Yeah, like what you do.
That's true.
Yeah.
I have played every Sonic game. I
No,
have
you
done that.
haven't. What?
I have played every Sonic game that matters. Every mainline.
Oh
I
my
played
gosh.
at least a little bit of almost all of them.
Oh my god!
Because of you and wanting to.
You played 5 minutes of Sonic 2, and you're like,
That is so not true. That is so not true. I've played that game with you. So that is the game I played with you the most, besides
oh
like
my
Smash
gosh.
Brothers.
Oh my gosh!
It's gotta be. Well, okay, it's like that, Town of Salem, and Smash Brothers. It's gotta be those three. That's like the trifecta of I play video games with Noah. It's gotta be Sonic Adventure 2 up there.
Maybe.
You're like, trust me, this is Pete. I'm like,
It's so good.
I'm feeling it now, Mr. Krabs.
Yeah, you should be. But we played a lot of Capcom versus SNK as well.
That's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
we did play a lot of that. Yeah, that was a good
That
time.
game's really good.
That
But yeah,
game's
no,
really
so-
good. They put,
Oh,
Yeah.
go ahead.
no, I was gonna say they put that out on a re-release recently. That Capcom game.
Didn't
So-
they add characters to one of those Capcom versus SNK games recently? I feel like they added. I feel like I saw something that was like 2 new characters added to Capcom versus SNK or something like that.
Maybe they added back like arcade characters or something.
Maybe, yeah.
That could be the case because the EO game, the was it the Dreamcast release or the Xbox release? I forget which one that came out on. EO stated for easy operation.
Yeah.
I think it lacked some features. Maybe I don't want to talk too out of turn, but I
Maybe.
think I remember something saying that it lacked some of the arcade release.
Yeah,
But
I mean
again, I don't-
that game, for like on a GameCube controller playing a fighting game, like that game controlled pretty well because they mapped a lot of those specials, like the difficult inputs to the C stick, so you could just kind of like wiggle the C stick around and you would do your combos, and it was fun for that,
Easy operation. That's why it was called that. It was
Yep.
on the stick. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
That was
That's
a
a
good
great
way
game,
to do
dude.
that on a
Yeah.
console. It was a good way to do that,
was-
but
Yeah, that's a really interesting game because like they basically just ripped sprites out of their other fighting games
Yeah.
and just threw them in that.
absolutely, yep.
Like they have like alpha sprites in there from
Yep.
like Street Fighter.
It looked a little
So-
awkward sometimes, some of those sprites fighting, but it looked more like a Mugen than
Yes.
like a proper like Capcom fighter.
It's not truly Mugen without a Goku in it, but it
Yeah.
feels in spirit very similar.
Yep.
Yes.
Well, you need your Gokus, you need your Ronald McDonald's, you need your
you need your
what's another
not Reagan,
popular one?
but
Yeah.
you need your Hillary Clinton in there. or
Yeah,
whatever.
like the dumbest stuff, yeah. I just remember specifically like the Ronald
yeah.
McDonald's, like people would like there was there was tiers of Mugen characters, right? There was it's just like your normal Mugen characters, right? And then there was your really powerful, kind of broken Mugen characters, right? Then there was your actually game breaking Mugen characters. Like they have moves that like make it to where like they can just like win on the spot, or they can like crash the game or something like that, right? Then there was characters that were like actually a virus. Like if you use this character, you could destroy your PC by playing as this character.
That's so good.
Yep.
Ronald McDonald crashing my
Yep.
Dell. That's
not just crashing it. Like he could like do a move and like delete System 32. Like and that's it. You just have to reinstall Windows.
He could dox you and send your address to whoever.
Yep.
Yeah, it's so good.
There was oh my gosh, you just remind me of like that. There was like a Japanese like hentai game that was like
oh yeah,
like
that reminded you.
you would if you pirated this thing, they would tap into your web camera and take a photo of you and then like upload it to show everyone that you're pirating this porn game.
That is so good. I love that. I love those pirating gimmicks they have. Like if you pirated Alan Wake 1 on the PC, you would forever have an eye patch on Alan Wake's face for piracy.
That's awesome.
Very good. Very good stuff. There was also was it fun? It was, I think it was an MMO maybe. Was it Final Fantasy 11? There was a game where if you pirated it, the developers would enable a spawn of an unkillable monster or boss.
Oh, okay. That's fun.
I think was it a Final Fantasy game? I want to say it was 11, but maybe I'm wrong. There's some like fun pop culture bits like that where you hear about some fun stuff people put in there to guard their stuff.
Yep, I know that Spyro, like the third Spyro game, like will like really mess with your game. Like you'll like start to like lose progress and like have to like go back and do levels again and stuff like that. And then like if you like tough it out and like redo the stuff that you have to do and get to the final boss, if the final boss hits you, or if the final boss you just like take too long in the final boss arena, or if you're about to kill the final boss, it'll kick you out of the final boss and it'll delete your save file.
No way.
Yep.
That's so awesome.
Yep.
Oh
you cannot beat
so
the game. You can get almost to where you beat the game if you pirate that thing, but you cannot beat that game if you pirate it.
So good. Oh my god.
Yep.
That is one of the funniest things I've ever heard.
Yep.
Like in terms of a video game.
It's awesome.
They're just trolling you. And that is awesome.
Yep.
That also brings to mind, this is a recent thing actually, since we're talking about like fun glitches and fun like piracy stuff.
Yep.
This was actually not modded, this was like programmed in. But I was watching a Giant Bomb stream actually. I like their stuff, as I've said before, and they have new crew and stuff and they're cool. Jeff Crow, Mike Minotti are on there. Basically one of the people on there, Dan Riker, said, "Oh yeah, I love tripping in Smash Brothers. It's my favorite. You should have that in every game. It would make the game better. I love that thing." And they put that to the test. They said like, "Oh yeah, you like this mechanic? This random tripping? We added this to Super Mario 64. They added random tripping."
Yep.
To Super Mario 64, where every time he reaches full speed, there is a non-zero chance that he just falls on his face. Like there's a value in there that if he hits it, he just falls over. It is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Because like on its face, Dan's playing this game. This is a marathon stream, so he's just playing this game. Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, take that controller, play this thing. You love Mario 64? Yeah, one of your favorite games? Awesome. Yeah, super cool." They all start talking about it. And he's like, "Yeah, nothing feels wrong. Like, this feels like a normal way to play this game." He gets into Peach's castle and he falls over. And he's like, "What happened?" And he's like, "Well, okay, is this busted?" And Mike Minotti gets on the mic and he's like, "Yeah, is tripping fun in every other video game, asshole? This is how it is. We had our We had our programmer make this into the game. He baked this into the script, so this will happen to you. It's the same game, but just with tripping. How do you feel now? And at some point, he was like, "Yeah, this is so bad. I got to rescind my comments." And so it was like a good deed had been done. It's like proof positive that tripping in Smash Brothers Brawl is bad.
It's bad.
So
it's just straight up
it's
bad.
incredible. It's incredible, though. I love it.
Like,
He
how
just
did
randomly fall?
how did that
Yeah.
ship? Genuinely, how did that feature ship? Like,
It's
that's
insane.
yeah. Like
It had to have been a glitch. It was a glitch, right? It had to have been.
no tripping,
just-
no random tripping. That was a mechanic that Sakurai felt that the game needed to make it less competitive because Melee was too competitive.
It's just one of those things that like feels like it sprouted up in the glitch, and they just kept it though. And then they're trying to take it on as their own. They're like,
No,
"Oh, this is
no, I
should be
think
complained."
that it's genuinely so that it adds like randomness and variation because Smash Brothers is a party game. Like that's just what that thing is supposed to be, a party game. It's not supposed to be a fighting game.
It's that Nintendo punitive design that
Yep.
they always do.
Yep.
You can't have too much fun without our permission.
Yep.
And we're going to put this archaic rule to
Yep.
hinder you. Yeah,
Yep.
100%.
And that's the design for Smash moving forward. Even after people complain about Brawl, it's like, okay, well, you didn't like this, so we'll take out the random tripping, but we'll give you your competitive stuff. We'll have a for fun mode and then a for glory mode because it's not fun when you're competitive. That competitive gameplay isn't fun. It's not Nintendo. Being
We
competitive
hate
is not
competitive
Nintendo.
games so much we backed out of Evo.
Yeah.
With our Melee game, which
Yep.
was one of the biggest draws of Evo. So
Yeah.
Nintendo.
I feel bad for
Nintendo.
Smash players always, and even like Splatoon players. Like, I'm sure they just dry, resources for that scene because like Nintendo just doesn't support their games at all like that.
And they did for years, like all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And it just died on the vine. They're just like, yeah, we're just not going to support this anymore.
Yeah.
You can't officially have these.
Like,
games
yeah,
in
they
tournaments
did used to
anymore.
support Melee all right, and then just like that's like
It used to
esports
be
started taking off, and then they're like, oh, we don't want any part of that. That's not Nintendo. It's like, what? Since when?
stage Evo, dude. Like you
Yeah.
had people like Mango and Leffen playing that thing
Yep.
on Evo stage, and then at some point they were just like, "We're done with this."
Yep.
And they didn't have any explanation, nothing.
Yep.
So
Yep.
it's so baffling.
It's
They
so-
just decide
Yeah.
stuff.
Melee's in a weird spot right now because Mango is banned for a while, and Leffen doesn't even play anymore. He switched to Guilty Gear actually. He plays Guilty Gear Strive now.
Hey, you told me about that. Yeah,
Yep.
Leffen was one of the
Yep.
OGs.
Yep.
I forget what happened with Mango. Do you remember? Or is it something?
Yeah, he was he was getting a little drunk ski at a drinking thing, which I mean he had a disposition for that, and so he shouldn't have been in that environment to begin with. That wasn't a great environment for him, but he was like making advances on women while in the drunken state, and it wasn't good. But
Yeah, no good.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's like the people around him should have stopped him or paid attention to how much he was drinking. So like, I mean,
Especially
yeah,
if
he's
he's
an
young.
adult. He should, he shouldn't do that. But like, also like, it in that situation, like people need to not do that. So he needs to get himself together, and he needs to take some time to cool off. But I don't think it's something that'll stop him from ever coming back to the Melee scene. So
Gotcha. Yeah, you might have mentioned this on a podcast before.
yeah, I
I
probably
remember
have, yeah.
hearing a little bit about the story, but I could.
Yeah, I follow the Melee scene very closely. That's actually like my comfort, like esport, like that's what I watch for esports is Melee.
Yeah.
That's like the thing that I watch.
I still watch Hungry Box a little bit.
Yep.
a little bit.
H-Box is awesome. Yep. One, he has always been like just like a rock for like Melee. Like, I mean, no controversies. No, he just plays the game. He doesn't mess with children. He just plays Smash Brothers. It's crazy.
He just plays children video games. That's all he plays, which is good. It keeps him unproblematic. That Evo documentary about him, I forget where it's on. the Hungry Box like journey. There's a really good documentary on YouTube. Somebody should go look at that up.
Yeah.
It's really good. I recommend that. It,
Yeah.
it really chronicles his rise and fall and rise again
Yeah.
in that scene. So
There's a really good Emp Lemon video on him as well.
could you send that to me?
Yeah.
I will watch that. I actually
Yeah.
really like.
I love
like
that
Emp Lemon
video.
and I like Hungry Box. So
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, very cool, very cool. But yeah, not to get too away from the video games, we started talking about Sonic Rumble, and I think we sidetracked a little bit. But so this is a mobile game, right? Sonic Rumble, this is a mobile game.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
Okay.
Definitely.
What do you think of this thing? I don't really know anything about it.
It's okay.
Okay.
I mean, I could meme it up, but I don't have the energy to do that. It's a fine thing. It's Fall Guys with a Sonic the Hedgehog shell. That's just what that thing is.
Okay.
I kind of like it better than Fall Guys personally, but I'm a little probably biased, predispositioned to it.
Yeah. I didn't want to say anything, but I think we both agree.
I don't know. I don't know. It might be better. I don't know. But I mean, I would play it once in a while with friends if I could get people to play it, but it wouldn't be something you play by yourself. Definitely not. And it's the economy in that thing is pretty wild. If you want the like Sir Arthur Sonic the Hedgehog skin, like supersonic, with like the armor and stuff like that, it's gonna set you back $46.
What? $46? U.S. currency?
Yeah.
Gotta go fast to the ATM. Holy shit. That is concerning to say the least.
It's awesome. It's so awesome.
Somebody bought that because they wouldn't set prices any other way.
Oh yeah. I was tempted. If I actually played that thing.
If you had enough people to play that, you would buy that just to have it.
Maybe.
And that's why they do it, because they know people will pay the money. That, like, genuinely.
But he looks so cool though. He looks so cool though.
He looks cool.
He looks really cool. Sonic the Black Knight is a
pretty cool game. Hundreds of dollars later.
That's a game that that's one of those games where I don't play that thing because I know I'm going to hate playing that thing if I go back to that thing. I played that thing when I was a kid, right? Beat that thing when I was a kid. I'm not going back to that thing because that thing is like, in my mind, that thing is like a really like bad game, but it's playable with like good, really great story and soundtrack, right? But if I tried to go back to that thing now, I don't know what my opinion would be on that thing. So,
oof, that's tough.
It's just so linear. Like
roasted glasses, man. It's important.
Yeah, it's not that great of a game. It's okay. It's a cool concept though. It's a really cool concept because I'm a really big nerd for the Knights of the Round Table and stuff like that. So
yeah. It's one of those things you just need to preserve that in your mind and just go with that. And go like, I like the memory. Let's just not tarnish it.
Yep.
I know somebody that loved Eternal Darkness, and then they went back to play it. And they're like, this game doesn't hold up. And they loved that game initially.
Yeah, Eternal Darkness is really hard to play. I've tried to play that in recent years, and that thing just ugh.
Shout out to Dennis Dyack and Silicon Knights. That's all I gotta say.
People like that thing. People like that thing, and it's considered a cult classic and stuff like that. But
yeah, well, I don't know if Silicon Knights made that game, but Dennis Dyack was involved, who made Two Humans. So
no, that was Silicon Knights. That was Silicon Knights. Yeah.
Was it? Okay, it was Dennis Dyack. I know that.
Yep, it was Silicon Knights. The same people who did the best version of Metal Gear Solid. Yeah.
No.
The Twin Snakes version. Yeah.
Okay to be wrong. I forgive you. I love you.
Regardless. I mean, the Psycho Mantis, he goes into your GameCube memory card. And he says, "Oh, you really like Super Mario?
Oh, you've been playing Super Monkey Ball."
Yeah, yeah. He does say that. I think
he does say that. Yes, he does. GameCube exclusive.
Awesome.
That is awesome, and also something about the Steam machine. they're calling that the Gabe Cube.
Yes.
It's so it's so I love it.
The GameCube.
I'm calling that exclusively the Gabe Cube. Gabe
That's
in
so
this
awesome.
has
Yep.
given us a console. Yeah. I
It
love that.
really does look like a GameCube, which is cool.
It's so good. Put a handle on that thing.
Yeah,
Why not?
exactly,
I'd put that somewhere.
exactly.
I would.
Yeah, you just stick a handle on that thing, and then it's just like, close enough. Welcome back, GameCube.
Yeah. That's good. That's so true. Oh man, and you can bring a full circle. You'll just play Twin Snakes on it.
Yeah, you can
just have
literally
this-
do that on that thing. Yep, I'm sure you can easily set up emulators on that thing. So
It would be close enough. Welcome back, GameCube.
Yep.
Like proof positive right
Yep.
there. So.
yep.
That's
Fun
too good.
stuff.
That's-
Fun stuff.
that's too good. Speaking of that generation, you've been playing some PS2 with PS1 games.
Yeah.
How far are you in Final Fantasy IX? Are you almost done with that thing on disc or no?
No, I've made a little bit of progress on disc 3.
Okay.
I'm at a point where I gotta do like annoying stuff. I gotta do like the overworld like trekking stuff, and that's like that's like the weakest part of those
Right.
games. I need to go around and like do some get items from different areas, because now I have access to a boat, and so I kind of got to sail around and like go to different continents, and yeah, right, and I need to I also need to get on like the whole like chocobo like treasure hunt thing, and like find like all the different treasure map things and find those locations, and it's all just a bunch of busy work, like classic JRPG busy work that I'm just not a big fan of. So
7 does this a little bit too.
I 7 does it really early on. That's kind of one of the things that like
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
cut me off on that. Like as soon as you get to the overworld in 7, they're like, "Hey, you want to do this real-time strategy thing?" I'm like, "No. Actually
No.
not.
Oh,
I'm okay."
Fort Condor sucks.
Yeah. Yeah,
Out loud. It sucks out loud.
yeah, I'm like, "No, I don't want to play this. You couldn't pay me money to play this. This is really bad, guys. Why would you put this in the game?"
And they made it marginally better in the remake.
I'm sure they did.
Marginally.
I'm sure they did.
Like, but it's still not that fun.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
The concept
not
is
having
just the concept's just not there for that thing, like genuinely. Like
no.
the other thing,
The presentation is cool because there's the condor on top of the mountain. That's cool.
the thing that I don't like, the biggest thing I don't like in Final Fantasy 9, I do not like the card game in that thing. It sucks so bad. The freaking
What's the name of it?
I don't remember. I don't even remember the name of it because I hate it. They force you to play it one time in disc 3, and I'm like, why do I have to play this thing? This isn't fun. You literally have to win 2 of the matches, otherwise like you can't progress in the game. The third one, they're like, you don't have to win this thing. I'm like, good. I'm not going to win this thing. I suck at this.
It's no triple triad. It's no Queen's Blood, which is great.
I don't
Queen's Blood is-
really like Triple Triad that much either.
I like it. Okay. I
I played it in 14, and I just didn't really like it. But the one in 9, I couldn't even figure out. Like maybe I'm just too stupid to figure it out, but like it just seems so random. Like the point values that were on my cards were just felt random. Like there wasn't like a thing that told me like, oh, this creature has this much, toughness and power and whatever, I play a lot of these things, a lot of these TCG things. So I like to know, what my cards do. And that game just doesn't explain what your cards do very well. They're like, oh, we don't know. It's a secret. Just go ahead and figure it out. I'm like, no, that's not how you do these things. You tell the player how your cards work. Like,
yeah, that's how it should be. That's kind of breaking the cardinal. That's like the cardinal sin right there.
Yeah.
Of a TCG. Like you have to explain what everything can
Yep.
do.
Absolutely. And the game just doesn't do that, so I don't like that TCG.
Mm-hmm. I like Queen's Blood a lot in the Final Fantasy VII remake. But yeah, what was it? There's Triple Triad. There's that. If you want to talk minigame stuff, 10 has Blitzball, which is worse than everything.
Yeah, I've heard the horror stories of Blitzball. I'm all good.
it's bad. It is literally luck based, and you have to do a lot of it if you want to do everything in that thing.
Yep.
It is you could play as good as you can, and
You know what?
It,
You know what game has a really good collectible card game in it though? What RPG does? The Witcher 3. Gwent is awesome.
Gwent.
Now
The best.
it
Probably the best.
it
Gotta be.
sucked when they made it to in its own thing. Once it was its own thing, it sucked.
Yeah.
But
Well, it's like what you said with like scope. They changed things.
Yep.
Though.
Yep. It was perfect the way it was, just a simple
Mm-hmm.
thing. It didn't need to be overly complex. Like you could do like I always liked doing my elf tribal thing. I just get all of the elves and just swarm elves out, and that was fun, you know.
I just love the rows. I love the basically the back and forth of those matches. Like you can do really well, and someone just like has a trump card on you, and you're just like, oh, you freeze my entire aisle. Like I'm done now. You know, like I love that. It's just so well made, that thing. They had that entire like Gwent tournament in there as part of the story. That's super good, super good. And then the DLC has even more Gwent to do, and they add different cards and just and you can like buy cards as you go and then challenge people on the road. It's awesome. Gwent is that might be the single best side mini game in like any RPG I can think of. Like it's that and Queen's Blood for me. In Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Queen's Blood is also really good. It's got those Gwent elements where you're like freezing like rows and stuff like that, and like doing territory control. I love that. I love it.
I mean, I have to give my money to like, the Chow Guardian. That's like my darling for side content things. I could do.
Well, if we're talking like game though, that's kind of what I mean. Is like those very like in-world board gamey things. It's like that. It's like Triple Triad. It's like Queen's Blood, that sort of thing.
Yep.
It's like Gwent's pinnacle. I think. It's top. So.
Yep. Gwent is amazing. I can't think of one of those things that's better than Gwent.
Yeah, and that might be my most anticipated game coming out in the next couple years is Witcher 4. It just that
but it's not going to be Geralt. It's The Witcher. Wah.
No, I'm so much more excited about that. The series is incredible.
Yeah.
And it's so cool because like there's a lot about Geralt. There's a lot of established lore about Geralt.
Yep.
But they are doing the right thing here, where they took all the inspiration from the books, built 3 really good games. They're actually remaking Witcher 1, by the way.
Yep.
That'll be fun. You have plenty of Geralt to go around. You have the show, you have that, you have this, you have books. Ciri never became a Witcher fully in the books. I've read 3 of those books. She has not. She never does.
Mm-hmm.
Taking that and making your own thing in that world that you understand and like innately is so exciting to me because they have a lot of wiggle room there, and they also have the author's blessing to do so. I think once 3 became more popular and started selling forever and ever, I'm pretty sure they restructured his deal so he gets better residuals from that.
Sure.
And it's kind of given his blessing for anything going forward that they do with this character. So that's really exciting. If Sapkowski's on board for that, I'm all ears. That tech demo they put out for Unreal 5 was genuinely got smacking. I was just like, this is crazy. Like if they could do this reactivity in this game, it's going to be a game changer. And Ciri just looks sick. She looks so cool as a Witcher. Her Witcher kit is so cool looking. Oh my gosh. Yep. Most anticipated game going forward for me. It's going to be a couple years, I think, but when it comes out, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing, I think. But yeah, speaking of large RPGs, I'm playing not an amazing one, but it's a good one of these things. It's very Witcher-like. It's Assassin's Creed Shadows. I've been kind of dipping more into that. That's been kind of my second or third game I'm playing the most of after Cronos, Hades. It's this. I'm about 25 hours into this thing, about 40%, 50% through the story. It's good. Like I mentioned when I brought this up the first time, the English VO is just straight up bad. And I tried skipping back and forth through it. Like, am I going to do Japanese immersive mode where it's Japanese and Portuguese? I'm like, okay, this is good, but like it doesn't match up with the lip syncing, so it looks kind of awkward. but I went back to the English VO. I'm like, I can't do this. I'd rather take the weird VO sync. And it's been a lot better. It's just a better way to play. Is play with the foreign language on. And yeah, the thing I don't know if this is true. This could be just theory crafting. It feels like they crammed Yasuke into this game, like in a major way. Like this feels like Naoe's game, and he's like a sidekick. It's really weird. And I'm sure they intended to always include him, but everything feels so like the female assassin feels so her centric that when Yasuke like joins your party, it's spoilers. I don't know if anybody's gonna play this game. Oda Nobunaga gets killed because there's a coup that basically happened. He asks Yasuke to cut off his head because Yasuke in history worked under Oda Nobunaga as a samurai. Apparently, is what the reports were in history books and all that stuff. But like once that happens, like he's just like, oh, I'm gonna follow you now. I'm gonna go do what you want to do. You have this quest for vengeance. Like it's so perfunctory. I'm like, do you have no agency in your own story? It's just really weird. Like it feels like that motivation ends with Oda's death, and then he just kind of hangs out with Naoe now. It's very odd. It feels so very shoved in.
Sounds a little weird, yeah. Like why doesn't he just have like his own like motivations? Like that would be a better written character. Yeah.
He doesn't even like state a reason for like really wanting to do it. Like he gestures at this. He's like, "Oh yeah, I've been like a leaf on the wind. Life is just taking me everywhere." Like he's come from different countries and stuff, and been sold into slavery, and then got taken to Japan with Portuguese missionaries trying to convert everybody, and then like he joins Nobunaga's service, and then like all of his motivation leaves, and he goes like, "Okay, you're the lowest tree branch. I'm going to grab onto you," which is Naoe, and that's kind of been it. It's been Naoe's story, and he's like, "I'll help you go kill some people." It's just it's weird. It's a weird thing. But on a brighter note, I think Naoe's a great character. She's super cool. It feels really good to play. Like it's one of the better feeling Assassin's Creed games. And most of those games feel pretty good in their parkour, but it's so like fluid. Like everything just flows really well. The thing about Assassin's Creed, what makes them good and bad in terms of mechanic and locomotion level, is how the animations string together. Like it doesn't feel like I'm parkouring off of a building. Does it feel that way? Does it look that way? Does it sound that way? This game is like top marks in all categories, and they have a lot of fun contextual movement. Like for instance, like when you're running on rooftops and it's like the slanted points to like Japanese architecture, she's like running across it like a ninja, which is super cool. And then you can like double tap the circle button on PlayStation 5 and she'll do like a flip off of it instead of just dropping off of it. Stuff like that, really cool. It's the most fluid the locomotion system and parkour system has been since like Assassin's Creed Unity, which was like, that's like the thing people love about that game, is that it feels really good to move around it, even though like most of that game is not great. But yeah, that's Assassin's Creed Shadows for now. I'm gonna stick to it. It's my main console game for now. I need to get through that in Silent Hill F. Once I do, I'll make room for Outer Worlds and a couple other games I need to get to. So it's that. This is the logjam between me, Ghost of Yotei, and Outer Worlds. I think once I finish these 3 games, Silent Hill, this, and Hades, I'll have room for the stuff I've missed in the last month or so. So yeah. That's Assassin's Creed Shadows. It's a good game. Don't run out and buy it. It's more Assassin's Creed if you like that. It's so similar to Ghost of Yotei. Like just get Ghost of Yotei, I'd say, and get something else out. Like it really is. I don't know how else to say it. And Ghost of Yotei is just, it's got the sauce, man. I don't know how to explain it. Like it's just a better crafted game, like in almost every way. And I'm not going to really bring it up. I played more Ghost of Yotei, not enough to have an opinion on it. It seems good so far too. So that's kind of what I've been playing there for more samurai stuff. It's been a samurai year for us here on the podcast. A lot of Samurai Champloo. This
samurai are cool.
Samurai are cool. What was it? Ninja Gaiden I played. Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. That also came out too. Ninja Gaiden 4. I haven't got my hands on that, but maybe one of these days. Yeah, do you have any other games you want to bring up before I kind of launch into the last couple things I have? I just wanted to give you an opportunity to kind of insert anything else you've been playing. We try to keep to a doc, but if you can think of anything else, that's cool.
Yeah,
I don't like monopolize your time or anything.
yeah. I mean, I beat Escape the Back Room, so it was fine.
Yeah.
Friend slot. Um,
Hmm.
it it's one of those games where it's more of like a walking sim where you're trying not to die to random BS that happens.
Hmm.
It looked
Hmm.
cool, but it's kind of a clunky little thing,
Yeah.
real
It
buggy.
looks like
But
Phasmophobia a little bit.
yep, a little bit like that. So it was fine, but I definitely not married to it or anything. But yeah, that's about all I played. I think.
Oh,
Looks like
all the friends slot you can muster. Yeah.
yeah, looks like they're finally adding a Elder Dragon to Monster Hunter. They're adding a Gogmazios to Monster Hunter Wilds.
Ooh.
So
Is that a good game finally, would you say?
no,
No.
it's a
Oh,
good
I don't
game.
think
It's just not my game. It's not my type of game.
But his criticism was that there's no Elder Dragons. But
That
now there is
wasn't my
one.
criticism. My criticism was that game was
Joking, joking.
unfinished. It felt unfinished. I still
Sure.
stand by that statement that game feels
Yeah,
unfinished.
sure, sure. It was very content light for the end game. I agree.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yep,
Yeah, having played a significant amount of the end game with Slade, yeah, I think I'm with you there.
yep.
I really am.
Very content light.
I still do like that thing better. I do like that game quite a bit. But yeah. Yep, 100%.
That game's
Um,
fine, but yeah, it's just it doesn't have the content depth of the older titles. So
no, absolutely not. Nope, it does not. Couple other things. The last thing is the thing I've been playing the most this week. I started Dispatch. Have you heard of Dispatch? It's kind of gone viral a little bit with a bunch of like clips and
I haven't
big
heard of this.
stuff
No.
like that. It is basically I don't know if you remember the old Telltale games,
Yep.
like Wolf Among Us and the Walking Dead stuff, that
Yep.
sort of thing. Episodic, the prestige TV-ification of video games. That's what those games were. Where they're just like episodes that are like really dramatic or really well produced, that sort of thing. Um, this is in the lineage of those games, but it's been backed by Critical Role, who's like the D&D people, like the D&D
Yep.
campaign people
Yep.
watch is like Matthew Mercer, the whole crew. They, I think, provided some of the talent for this thing or helped publish it. I'm not quite certain their full involvement in this. They did not develop it. Ad hoc productions or games or something developed this. Ad hoc studio maybe. They are former Telltale people. All the good ones that Wolf Among Us and The Walking Dead, all the good ones that people remember. They have a large chunk of the team that made those games, and they came to make this. So, Dispatch, you play as basically this former superhero. He's kind of like the Iron Man of his like world. He retires after kind of like a bad accident happens, and he gets called in to be a dispatcher for other superheroes. For like this agency, and that's what you do. You literally dispatch heroes to go solve crimes, that sort of thing. And I just gotta say, like the story is really good. Like it's very arresting. It's choice based. Like if you want to do something to respond, you pick a button or say nothing. Very Telltale like. It's a lot of picking dialogue options on a like straight track. Like there's always a way it's going to end. It's just the particulars of what to say in between that will change slightly. I don't think there's a lot of different branching paths. Um, but yeah, it seems like one of those Telltale things. But maybe the best version of it. Because the thing about the Telltale stuff is that they had a lot of issues technically with those games. Some of the stories were kind of let down. The characters didn't emote well. This solves all those problems and it just does really well. It's a great looking game, sounding game. It's got a like I said, a very really good voice cast. It's got Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad, Jeffrey Wright. I mean, so many people in that thing. It even has Moist Critical in there, which is funny. Kind of random, but he's actually really good in it. Jacksepticeye, a lot of like random people, some influencers in there too. But it's just really well done. I played 2 episodes of it so far, of 8, I think. And they're almost done releasing the season. It sounds like this might get a second season, which is cool. I recommend it. If you like these story-based games, narrative choice games, this is the one to play. You play this one, and you will really like it. I think it's worth every bit of praise people have thrown its way. It's an awesome, awesome game. There's like there's 2 modes you can play. There's like a cinematic mode where you just sit back and watch the cutscenes, or there's like a quick time event mode, very Telltale-y, where you press a trigger button to punch somebody, that sort of thing. I just turned it off because I'm like, I'm gonna watch the cutscene and pick the narrative options. I'm not into the quick time stuff. It's just not my thing. I don't care about that. So it's cool to have that option, because in Telltale games you couldn't turn that off, I don't think. So yeah, that's Dispatch. I got it on PS5 playing that. Really, really liking it. Great thing. And then to cap off the games, the game I've been playing the most is Hades 2. I don't know how to talk about this thing really without gushing, so I'm going to kind of like rein it in a little bit. I put about 18 hours into this, 20 hours pretty much after today. I've beaten a run, almost 2 runs of Cronos, which is the final boss. Hades 1 is a really great game. Like it's not a masterpiece, I don't think. It's got some of the best writing you can find in any video game. It won a Peabody, for Pete's sake, which is a literary award that does not happen for video games. Greg Kasavin is a genius. He actually was working at GameSpot and gave Demon's Souls like a masterpiece or a 9 or something like that. And they made that their game of the year that year that came out, which is based as hell. But yeah, he's very good at writing things. He works at Supergiant. Supergiant likes making good video games, and they made a sequel to their best one, I think, in Hades, with Hades 2. It is the best roguelike you could play, just straight up. Hades 1 was this. This is the successor. It's better in every way. It's more dynamic. It's more interesting. It's got maybe the best art I've seen in the game just this year. And it's not, I don't know. It's like this in Metaphor. It's kind of up there. Like that Sojima art from Metaphor is really good too. The Shigenori Sojima stuff from that and like Persona is really, really top. But the Gen Z art from Supergiant's games is just like primo. That's her name, actually. The artist of that studio is Gen Z, which is funny. But yeah, Hades 2 is incredible. It's an incredible game. I've been very hesitant to rank this thing yet, but if I had to give a gut feeling, it's my favorite thing I played this year by a healthy margin. I think it's the best game I played this year by a healthy margin, beating Death Stranding 2 by a healthy margin. Like, it is very good. It's going to be up there as a favorite of mine that I will return to, I think. I hesitate to say these things because I know, it's easy to speak in platitudes and go like, this is the best thing I've ever played, whatever. But I played a lot of video games up to this point, like a lot of video games, a lot of good video games too. And it's vastly superior to most indie games and regular games on the market. It is just top tier. The things you can do, the conversations you have with people, the storyline, it all works in beautiful synchronicity and dynamism that is very hard to do. Video games are hard to make. Video games are really hard to make. I can't believe this game exists on a concept level. It's so many things, and it succeeds at every possible level in its makeup. I think it's just tremendous what this game is. You can literally win with any build if you know what to do. And that just doesn't happen in any other roguelike. That doesn't happen in Balatro, Ball Pit, Slay the Spire, whatever. Like, you could literally win with whatever weapon you pick up, any run, anything. It is that good of a game where they have designed the absolute thing to the studs. And it's the best game I've played this year so far. I love Death Stranding 2 completely and unreservedly. I could play Hades 2 all year and be very happy with that. I can't say that about really any other game in my top 10 right now. Like I even got tired of playing Death Stranding at some point. That's a me game too. But at some point I was like, I got to put this thing down. Donkey Kong, I was like, I'm kind of done with you. I loved you for 20 hours. I'm done. Silk Song, I'm like, this game is good, but there's like some stuff that keeps it from being the masterpiece that I think it is. Hades 2 does everything I want in a video game. It is the crunchiest, the best sounding, the best looking video game I played this year by healthy margins. And I would be hard pressed to see it beating or to see it drop from there. Expedition 33, in terms of its makeup, is very similar. But I think as a product, I enjoyed it less than the other 3 or 4 I put above it. Because I don't know. I think it's just like different things about those other games. But Hades 2 is the best game I played this year. By a lot. I keep playing it. I keep returning to it. There's nothing much more to say about that. I'm probably going to beat it this weekend because just the amount of hours I'm sinking into it. It's just going to happen eventually. It's an incredible game. I think it's a can't miss video game. It's one of those. It's going to be something I think about for a long time in terms of just like recommending games to people. It's Hades 2's got to be top of that list. It's like Metaphor, Hades 2, Balatro. Like those are the games I would recommend to somebody playing video. What's a good video game? Any of those 3. Play those. You'll have a good time. Hades 2 may be the most because it's the most playable, I would say. So I've prattled on enough. You don't like isometric games, I understand. But you're doing yourself a disservice. You're just doing yourself a disservice not checking out at least one of these things. 2 especially. It is a sequel in every way. Like it is a sequel to that first game. So you kind of have to play the first a little bit, but if you're just playing it on a gameplay level, the second one is.
I'm pretty sure I own that first game. I just have never touched it.
Yeah, you get a Wild Hair. Check it out. That's an awesome game. You love mechanics, dense games. That's it. So, yeah. So I've rambled on enough. That's Hades 2. So that's what's probably gonna be my game of the year. I mean, I'm going to be honest with myself. I feel it in my bones. I see it happening. It's one of those things when you see a freight train coming, you're like, I'm just going to give myself over to it. Like I've tied myself to the tracks here. Like I know where I'm going with this. So it's going to win my game of the year. I think we're deep enough into this year. There's not much left to play. That's it. So yeah. That's video games. It's a lot of video games. That's too many video games, some would say. And there's even more, but we'll talk about next podcast. But for now, let's move on to our quick topic. This is not going to be a huge, long one. I'm trying to make these topics more evergreen, more like, hey, we're just talking about a thing. We kind of talked a lot about Valve at the top here with their Steam stuff. So I kind of wanted to make this a little more of just like a, hey, what's some fun stuff to do in a video game? What's some good mechanics? What's a good feedback loop when you interact with something? What's something we want to highlight in video games? So the topic is top 5 mechanics, and this can be like narrowed down like this. It's like the best specific mechanics in games, like different interactions and systems in video games. Weapons, dynamic systems, like grapple hooks, like relationship systems, like in a Persona or Metaphor, stuff like that. If you can play it, it counts. That's a mechanic in a video game. And we want to talk about like 5 of our favorite, right? And when we think about like engaging with the game, what are some of the 5 highlights that you can come up with? It's a little nebulous, this topic, but that's kind of the best way I can represent it. So we'll kind of ping pong back and forth like we usually do. And I've talked enough. So Noah was talking at the top about Magic the Gathering, and that's probably your beginning, right? Is that
just like sort of like randomness in games that's like kind of structured. I just like structured randomness, like like trading card mechanics we were talking earlier about, like Gwent and stuff like that. Like I like that, seeing that sort of thing in games. I think that those sort of like card game mechanics and spinning off that like roguelike mechanics. I really like roguelike mechanics in games. I think that adds a layer of replayability to a game if it's done correctly. So it can be really fun.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. Like that's something I've come around to
Yep.
in the last couple of years. I was never a fan of roguelike stuff, which we talked about before we got on here. And I just really I've kind of given myself over to it in a way where the motions I've gotten okay with. Like I used to be like, oh, I don't have the permanence. This sucks. I worked so hard for nothing. But like if it's done right and it's not too long of a run, you feel more motivated to come back, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And the one that does this the best is Hades 2, in my opinion. The one that does this the worst is Returnal. I don't know if you've ever heard of Returnal.
Yep.
Um, you get like really long runs, and then you die, and you go all the way to the beginning, like 90-minute runs. And you're like, this is not designed well. You know, you should be quick. It should be fast. It should be like, boom, boom, we're here to go. You know, so they could have done better in that regard. But yeah, I like that stuff too. That's cool. Yeah, I think the first mine is really simple. It's just the act of playing Spider-Man, any of the games, and you're swinging. It's so simple. It's so elegant. It's fun in every Spider-Man game, but it's especially fun in the Insomniac games. Like Spider-Man 1, 2, Miles Morales is probably my favorite. Um, just the act of just swinging around New York City is just it's one of my favorite things I've done in games. It's just like it harkens back the feeling of watching Tobey Maguire swing around in Spider-Man 2, like the movie. Just like, oh yeah, that vibe. I love that vibe. That crisp New York air, carrying a pizza. That's my Spider-Man right there. Love that stuff. So that's my number one. Very simple, not much to say there. I love Spider-Man. I love swinging around as him even more. So yeah, what's your number two?
Yeah, I would say, yeah, next I had on here was like just like games that have really honed in focused combat mechanics. Like I really
Yeah.
like a really good focused combat. You know, from Soft are kind of the kings at this. They will put out a game, and that game will just do the one thing very well. People like to call Dark Souls like R1 slop. You just click R1 over and over again, right? But like really like that I mean that's what that game is. You attack, you dodge, you attack, you dodge. You learn the
Yep.
patterns, and that I think that boils down like what I like in my head think a game should be, right? You just have this one thing you do really well, and you don't try and go off and do all these other sort of things. You just have like this focused objective for the player. I think that's why I play a lot of those sort of focused type of games over like a lot of like open world stuff, or like stuff that just like gets lost in the weeds on like what it wants to be. Even like stuff like Breath of the Wild can like get like this to where like it can get a little bit lost in the weeds of like
Mhm.
not knowing like what type of game am I. Am I a combat game? Am I a exploration game? Am I a puzzle game? It's like, well, yes, it's all of those things, and that's great, but
Yep.
it sometimes you just want a experience that's just it does the one thing. And I play a lot of these things. I'll find just like random like indie games that do this for me. Recently I played like Toe Dystopian. I loved that thing. That thing did that for me. It was like a good mix of like the roguelike mechanics with like really focused combat. I played Doll's Nest recently. That was like the sort of like the mecha mechanics that I like mixed with really focused combat. So there's a lot of games that I've played recently. A lot of games I've played, growing up, like Infinity Blade on iPhone,
Mhm.
things like that. So yeah,
Yeah. I like Infinity Blade. Good series.
yep,
It's a shame they never ported them again.
yep,
No.
absolutely.
I forget why they delist them. Was it a licensing thing? Do you remember?
I think the games just never got like they don't run anymore on modern systems. They genuinely can't run on modern systems, so
Hmm,
they don't
that's so hard.
have the they were built for the architecture of older phones. So
Yeah, it's interesting they wouldn't just like I don't know, remake that then, because they were really popular games.
Yeah,
There's
Yeah.
probably enough nostalgia to warrant that, I would think, but
I don't
maybe
know.
not.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah. Also, something that I brought up is that those games were made by Chair, who did Shadow Complex. Good search action game. I like that game. Um, so yeah, focus combat like a Sekiro, where you hone in on the one play style that they give you, and you get really good at it. Yeah, right. That's a good one. I would say, yeah, keeping it pretty simple. I think I really like the Dead Space Stomp like a lot. I think it's super good. It's an integral part of that game. Um, and honestly, it could be that or the default gun you get, where you can. It's not the line gun, but it's like the plasma cutter. It's like the plasma cutter where you can cut things top or basically horizontal or vertical. It could be that also, but like when you cut it in a xenon or necromorph's limbs off, they like crawl on the ground at you. And the easiest way to save ammo is stomping them. And I talk about this Dead Space remake all the time. It's so good. They do it so well in that game, where it just feels so like I am destroying the hell out of this thing. I'm crushing this thing's brain, and like I said, the sound design for that thing is incredible. So like it feels like you're really going like ba ba ba. It's got the perfect heft and weight and sound foley to it. I love it, and it's very integral to you playing that game. It's interesting. Kronos does a little bit of this, where they have like a perfunctory stomp that just hits like a wet noodle. I'm like, why include this if it's not like finishing something off? Because that's what it is in Dead Space. You're like, oh, stay down, and Kronos is like, oh, don't get back up. Like, it's very different philosophies. So, I like I said, I'm being pretty simple here, but I really like the Dead Space stomp, specifically the Dead Space stomp. It's just fun. It's just fun to do every time. It's fun to do when there's nobody beneath you that you're trying to kill. It's fun to just go like, and just stomp on the ground. It feels like, oh, I'm throwing a fit because I have to fight space aliens. It's fun to kind of like play around with that when I'm doing nothing in that game. Dead Space. Just I'll go play that right now. I like that one of those games so much. But yeah, that's man, I wish they put out 2 and 3 as remakes. I would die for that, but they won't, because the first one didn't sell very well. I'm sad about that. But yeah, that's my number 2. It looks like. Yeah, your number 3. This is an interesting one. This might be my favorite of yours.
Yeah.
Um,
Games that integrate music into the gameplay. So like
mhm.
like rhythm games, but then just like rhythm action games, rhythm strategy games. I play a lot of these things, so I play my rhythm games like Project Diva. I played
Yep.
I've played a lot of those different things, but then there's just like like stuff like Patapon and Redaton, and there's stuff like Crypt of the Necrodancer.
Yeah.
There's a lot of these things that are just really well done. Then there's just games that like the soundtrack is an integral part of those games. I think that kind of is included in this as well. I'd say like
Yeah.
there's a lot of games that are held up by their soundtrack. In some instances, like Pokemon games can be like this, Sonic games can be like this. There's a lot of games that can just be, they can go up in review score just solely due to their soundtrack. So
Yep. Yep. I like that too. I mentioned to you Hades 2 as a boss fight. It's all music oriented, super cool.
yeah,
Um, Alan Wake 2, same thing. It's like a set piece mostly, but it's a long song. And honestly, that game feels like an album. It really does. Like, it has a lot of really well curated music from like specific artists, and music specifically for the game too. And it's really good. I like it when they kind of make more than a video game. Sometimes they have
yeah.
like
I think like this also like wraps in like the sound design of a game is like really
Yes.
important, like the sound effects, you know, like I think that like Pikmin is a game I think of that like the sound design is like really iconic and
Yeah.
like you know you're playing a Pikmin game. Like you can like if you've played enough Pikmin, you know all of the like sound cues. You can like play the sound of like throwing the Pikmin in your head and stuff like
Yep.
that. Like those games have a very curated sound design to them to invoke certain certain feelings from the player on these
Um,
little Pikmin creatures. So
yep.
um,
100%. Yeah. It's like it's like a sound category, like oh, Pikmin sounds. Like
yep,
you know when you hear it. It's become iconic to the point where you just I hear the guys getting thrown in my head. It's like "Meow, meow, 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 meow,
yep,
meow," like that. They just get thrown overhead by all of them. It's pretty good.
yep,
Um, yeah, I'm with you there. It's really important for games to have you not just unique sounds, but like sounds that are recognizable and I don't know. I don't know how
iconic.
to best explain this.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure. There's an iconography to them.
yep,
Yeah, 100%. I think that's probably what I was looking for. Yeah, Pikmin. That's a really good example. I really like that. Um, yeah, my next one is it's one of our favorite games, Metaphor. I love the advantage systems in those games, or in that game specifically, where there's that real time portion where you sneak up on a fool and pop, 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 and you're hitting them and getting a little bit of health down as you do so, or sometimes you can even kill. I love that. But it's also in tandem with the turn based stuff, the advantage system where you can keep preying on weaknesses and it's basically feeding you turns for doing well. I love that. Like Metaphor, it's it's not my favorite turn-based system ever. That still goes to Expedition 33 just because of the real-time elements of that thing. But it's a very, very close second. I think it does everything super well, even though maybe the balance isn't there in that game as it is in Expedition 33. It feels like when you're down in Metaphor, you're really down, which kind of sucks. Um, Expedition, you can fight back and literally claw yourself back from the gates of hell. But Metaphor, that if you don't get the jump on enemies, they will destroy you. Especially on the normal to hard difficulties, which is what I played on, was normal, and they still busted me pretty good. And no, this is more specific in the like secret boss fight you have to do at the end of Metaphor against spoilers Louis, that's not a spoiler. He's a bad guy throughout the game. When he becomes that like huge like avatar monster, like
yep.
that thing is really tough.
Thing's
And
brutal.
it's brutal. It's brutal. I tried it on hard. I was like, I can't do this. I just cannot do this. So I bumped it down. I barely did it on normal. Like it was very, very punishing. And it was really just to get a trophy.
Yeah,
For me,
I don't
would have done
remember
it
what
otherwise. I think.
mode I did that. I know there's like the toned down fight, I think. There's like a way to do like a toned down fight of that, and then there's
Yeah.
like the true fight of that.
Yeah, the toned down fight, you have to like destroy pockets
That's
of enemies.
right.
Right.
Yep. I remember.
Uh,
You do
on
the
the run
entire
up to him.
last dungeon, but if you just like kind of skip over the last dungeon, then he's at like full power. Yep.
It's that whole Ganondorf thing where we use the Divine Beast to chop his health bar.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
I did. So I was just trying to beat the game because I was like, I'm 80 hours into this. I'm here at the end. I think I
Yep.
need to just see the end of this thing. So I ran past enemies, and it brought me to the hard boss fight. I was like, oh, what did I do?
Yep.
Looked up online. The people were like, yeah, that's how you do this. I was like,
Yeah,
I
that
really
thing
did
was
do
tough,
this.
I remember, but I remember beating it somehow, so
Yeah,
but
yeah. But anyway, Metaphor's like advantage system. It's so good.
yeah.
It's so good. The lower level enemies, just knocking them out. Perfect.
Yeah.
That's what you needed.
Yep, every single mechanic in that game is just so well thought out, so modernized. Like that is the most modern JRPG you can play right now, I think. Like
Oh yeah.
for turn-based JRPG, like that's like the most modern one out there. So
I think you're right. I really do. Mhm.
yeah.
You like moving around in video games? Talk about Sonic Adventure 2. What's this? What's this pick for your mechanic?
Yeah, just like just games with really good movement and
Yeah.
like movement that you have full control over. I like games where you have really good movement with full control. That's like my 3D platformer sort of kick. Yeah, my genres are kind of like action RPGs and 3D platformers. That's kind of like my
Mhm.
wheelhouse. Um, I've played a lot of JRPGs and like they're fine sometimes, but it's got to be the right JRPG for me to really get invested. Whereas like with action RPGs and with um 3D platformers, like it can be a good one, it can be a bad one. I'm probably gonna enjoy those things. It doesn't matter. I've
Yeah.
enjoyed my fair share of bad action RPGs and bad 3D platformers, especially. So like Bubsy 3D.
Hmm.
So
He admits it. He admits it.
but I mean, like, yeah, like 3D platformers like Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Adventure, like Super Mario Sunshine, Super Mario 64, Mario Odyssey, like those sort of things have like really good movement. Galaxy
Yes.
unfortunately doesn't quite have the movement that like most Mario 3D platformers have. Like it's just not that fluid of
Yeah.
movement. Like that thing's
Yeah.
really
It's
stiff.
really interesting,
Yep.
and I think that has to do with like the levels. I think the
Yeah.
gravity stuff is very specific. It's a very specific feel
Yep.
that the others
Those
don't quite.
games those games are nice visually. They're nice sound design. They're great games, but they're not the type of like sandbox 3D platformer style that I think I like better.
Like Odyssey or
Yeah,
yeah.
I think that Galaxy's probably my like I'd say like is the weakest of like those big um Mario 3D platformers for me, which I mean, I still love Galaxy, but like
Yeah.
I just think that like 64, Sunshine and Odyssey just do that better.
Yeah.
So
Quick, yeah. Yeah. Totally.
but
Quick sidetrack. Did you see the trailer for Galaxy?
yeah, I did the movie, yep.
Okay. Okay. That looks interesting. I think it
Yep.
looks good.
That looks all right.
Uh,
But
yeah, that first one was safe but good. Yeah.
yep, those movies are fine. Not sure I'm like huge on like celebrity spam that they do with those things, but whatever.
I will say so. Before we get back to this, I'm really sidetracking us, but casting Brie Larson as Rosalina is a good pick.
Yeah.
She is a big Nintendo fan, huge
Yep.
Nintendo fan,
Yep.
and she has the bona fides, we'll say. So that's a good pick.
Yep.
Okay with that.
Yeah, she's a,
Someone's
she's
gonna
a
be
great
happy about
actress.
it.
I don't like her character of what's her face? The Captain Marvel in I don't like her in Endgame specifically. I loved the movie.
Yeah,
The Captain Marvel movie was fantastic, but I
it's
didn't
a good
like her
movie.
character in Endgame. So, but
She's just very underutilized in a bad way. Yeah,
yep. And that's just a fault of the writers. It's not a fault of the actress. There's just bad writing
100%.
for her character. Yep. So,
To be fair, it's a lot to juggle, but yeah, you got to do that right if you're going to use her.
yep.
So,
Yep.
again, sidetrack over, but yeah,
Yeah.
I found that trailer pretty interesting.
Yeah, that
So,
was fun. But yeah,
yeah,
so I just think that there's a lot of 3D platformers that I like that just like do that sort of thing like really well. Just like you can just run across the levels, and even like that Bubsy 4D game that game had really nice like locomotion to it. I think that's
yeah,
gonna be really a fun romp. So, um,
mhm.
just from what I played of that demo. So,
Yeah, same. It,
but
it felt really good around.
yeah, there's I think that games need to like 3D platformers need there needs to be like a subgenre of those things that just focuses on that sort of like peels away a little bit from the collectathon aspect and focuses more on just like getting from point A to point B. And there are some of those things out there, I know there are, but there's not a lot of them that try and, do that in the way that like Mario Sunshine and Sonic Adventure 2 do that for me. So,
Yeah,
um
for sure. Yeah,
yeah, so that's just a
mhm.
genre that I think needs to be explored more.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. My last one is it's really like building the perfect run. That's a better way to say it. So what I wrote is like Hades 2's boon mechanics, but it's really building the perfect run in roguelikes. If you've played enough of them and understand them, knowing what to look for on a specific thing. Like for ball pit, it's like what balls would be good to use to win this level, or in Balatro, what combination of jokers or slash cards do I need to win this run? And when I have enough knowledge amassed, I will be able to beat this one with everything. You know, getting that knowledge is really fundamental to those games. And Hades 2 does it better than anything I can think of. That's kind of why that's my main example. Like building the perfect run is the easiest in Hades 2 because like as long as you're having fun and getting things that you think are good, you have a good shot to win that thing if you stay alive. And I just think that's really good. It's so good in that game. Like everything just balances perfectly. But you also get punished for not doing well, like for not picking the right thing. You're just like, this is a good risk reward. Like, oh, do I pick this door or this door to get this thing? Like, oh, I need more health because my health's low. Or do I get this boon of a god who barely shows up? Like that, those choices you always have to make are really engaging and exciting. And I think this is writ large, like the perfect run for roguelikes, but specifically in Hades 2, the boon system is just, it's the best thing people have come up with for these games. And it's really, really good character stuff. It's really good upgrades. Like the entire design from top to bottom is just, it's immaculate design. I think it's really well done. So that's the end of my mechanics for sure. But that's out of all of them, that's probably my favorite recently is a roguelike building the perfect run, I would say. So yeah, your final one. I like this one a lot. This is
I'll say like yeah, even on like the like recently when I was playing like that Toe dystopian game, I was able to like find like this build to where I was basically just riding around on a like witch's broom while like stars and lasers were attacking my enemies, so all I had to do was just dodge, and like that was just so fun, like breaking the game open like that, like a game that's like very like focused on like very timing based combat systems, and then just having this build to where it's like yeah, you could do like this really like like mechanically intensive combat system, or you can just ride around on your broom and just automatically kill everything in sight,
Yep.
And that was a lot of fun, just like finding that build and putting that together. It's like there's no like build guides for that thing or anything. Like you just kind of mess around until you find out how things stack up and work, and you're like, oh, this goes with this goes with this, and now I'm broken. So
yeah, it's finding the perfect build to literally win.
Yep.
And know you're gonna win.
Yep.
And that's what that happened to me in my first Chronos clear last night in Hades 2. And I almost went back to back and did it again. Because like once you feel that and feel how it feels to win, you're like, oh, I know what I need.
Yeah.
I know what I need.
In that
yeah, totally.
That's kind of how like drafting in Magic the Gathering is. Like you take random cards and you're like, okay, this is a good card, this is a good card. Oh, these go together. All right, we'll try, these, just try and find synergies and stuff that probably shouldn't be put together, but you try and do it anyways, right? So
100%. Yeah, it feels like we've gotten on a good wave like these sorts of mechanics recently. You and we play a lot of these games.
Yep.
It feels like that's a lot of games that are like indie games are roguelikes.
Yep.
It feels like they're a dime a dozen, but like the ones I've been playing, they're just really well done, I'd say.
Yep.
But yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off at the beginning there. I appreciate you adding to it because yeah, that's something you've been doing as well as playing dystopian, and seeing you do that, I was like, man, this is so busted.
It was really funny. Yep.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, your last one, you brought this up at the very end whenever we brought this up before we started recording.
Yep.
Was community grinding.
Yep.
This is really interesting. interesting.
Yeah,
I love this idea of
absolutely.
working together towards a common goal,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Mm.
It's one of those things where I like, I have like this idea of it in my head, that's just like this picturesque world where it's like, like, yeah, everyone wants, like there's some like common goal and everyone's like, yeah, I want to grind this game specifically and, just play this game for the heck of, playing this game and getting this, getting stronger in this game, getting better at this game, getting better armor and weapons and, whatever in this game, there's just something about that just is always like, my, I guess my, brain is like wired socially to be like, yeah, that's like a human, need, is like that sense of like community and like putting that in like game form, is like, like, yeah, everyone trying to get to a certain goal, as a group, as a team is like something that um, like not a lot of games do really well, but I think like Monster Hunter is probably like one of the best at that sort of thing. It's kind of part of the reason why I don't like the new gen Monster Hunters because I feel like they make it to where it's almost more efficient to do it by yourself than to do it as a group, and that kind of takes a lot of the fun away from it. Not doing the farming as a group,
Right.
and so yeah, it just yeah it and yeah, there's a lot of games like this. Like I think Nightreign's good about this. I think a lot of like FromSoft games are genuinely good about
Mhm.
like working toward a common goal sort of thing. A lot of MMOs are great about this. That's kind of their wheelhouse. But I just feel like a lot of games these days get bogged down in like the both in like overcomplicating mechanics and like making it to where the grind is more efficient solo and like you just kind of go on and do it yourself, and it's like
Yep.
it's not really the point of those things. Like that's not like, I watched a lot of like my isekai slop, stuff like that, like Sword Art Online, whatever, and like, in those things, like, it's like a whole like group, go in and like, okay, we're gonna gear up for this fight, and then we're gonna go fight this thing, and like that's what I
Mhm.
love about those things the most is like that sense of like community getting together to for this common thing, common goal. And it's just it's hard to capture that these days in gaming. Like I've definitely felt it with, modern Monster Hunter sometimes, but like it's just few and far between, definitely.
Yeah.
Um it's hard to set up for sure. It's like lightning in a bottle sort of thing. So
It really is. Yeah. Yeah. I like the community effort, the public works sort of thing. I like that idea. Um, it's just fun to see everyone contribute to a common goal. It's
yep.
it's very uplifting that way. Death Stranding feels this way, where like people are building stuff for you to make traveling easier. Um, it's really cool there, specifically. But yeah, there's a lot of other examples.
Yeah,
And
I'm
then
I'm
like
really interested in getting people to try out the original Fantasy Star Online, like episodes 1 and 2. Um,
yeah,
I played those
yeah,
games solo a long time ago, and I really enjoyed my time with them. But I think those games would be really fun as like a multiplayer experience, just trying to get through those things. Everyone has, like different classes and roles and whatnot, so that'd be fun to do. Um, I just like that sort of like class based, like, like everyone has like a job and a role to fulfill, you know.
hmm
So
yeah, yeah. Having everybody do their thing and adding to the total number go higher. I like that.
yep,
That's cool. That's cool. That's some mechanics. We talked about some fun stuff to do in video games. I think that covers the 5 and 5, right? That's a good one. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, just some quick stuff to end this thing. What you're looking into. Just some check-ins for me. Not too many. It looks more than how I'm going to get into, obviously, but more the Chair Company on HBO. That's been good. Welcome to Derry, also surprisingly pretty good. I thought that'd be a terrible show. Seasonal stuff with my wife. Only Murders in the Building, still good. If you like a lot of celebrities, that show has it. I caught up on My Hero Academia Vigilantes. And I
Yeah,
like
that's
that
great.
That was good.
That thing's great.
Mhm.
I love that thing.
I like the twist at the end with Knuckle Duster. That was
Yep.
cool.
Awesome stuff.
Cool character.
Yep.
I'm sure he'll come back, but like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, I'm sure he will. But yeah, that's a cool thing. I still don't like it more than my Hero original because it's just what they're doing now is just the best.
Like what they're
one of the
doing
best-
now is great, but it took so long to get here. Like this is the payoff,
Yeah,
right?
but like it's the payoff, but like it's always been interesting. Like I don't.
It's been
think
interesting,
bad.
but like Vigilantes like did a lot of interesting things with just one season. Like that thing was so interesting with just one season.
Yeah, I think just personally for me, I can't stack it up against it because it just doesn't have the same level of like the journey is not the same. I think like it's a different thing. There's not as much exposure to it necessarily for me. I feel like I've lived with My Hero characters forever. Like
Yeah.
that's probably why I put that up there. But My Hero's still been excellent. It's that last season is the payoff, and they're doing a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started Dan to Dan season 2. That's been wacky.
Oh yeah, that's
Really
great.
well.
That season 2 is great.
That's
Yeah.
good. That season 2 is fun. The fight with Gigi, whenever he's like kicking soccer balls against
Yep.
that old lady, that animation was really good.
Yeah.
I was like, Science Saru is really doing some good work here. It was really impressive. I was like, dang, okay. They're showing these impact frames really slowly, and I like that. I like seeing like there's something to go like drawing go brrr sort of thing like that Bones does. Everything turns into rectangles and
Yep.
squares and stuff. That's cool. But like I don't know, seeing it slow down like this and be parsable was really cool. And yeah, it's just a really good arc. I like that sandworm arc or whatever they call that thing. But yeah, that's a good one. We watched a movie tonight that completely wrecked us. We watched Pinocchio from Guillermo del Toro, who made Hellboy, Blade 2,
Yep.
recently Frankenstein on Netflix. Legendary director. He's one of my favorites. He's the man. He does everything practically for the most part. Like all of Pinocchio, stop motion, very Coraline, very Nightmare Before Christmas. It is so sad. That movie is so. We were crying at the end. Like, basically, it's the Pinocchio story.
Yep.
Like, oh, he becomes a real boy. He saves Geppetto, right? But basically, like, to save his dad, he has to become more mortal. He has to become a real boy, And it's, it's something. You're like, oh, this is heartbreaking because initially Geppetto had a son and he died, and he created Pinocchio to fill that void.
Yep.
It's like a puppy dying sort of thing, and you're trying to replace it with a new thing.
Yep.
It's not the same thing. It's a human that you're replacing, right? But over the course of the story, it's mainly the Pinocchio story, eaten by a whale, all this stuff. He becomes like his son, and the whole motive for him the entire time was, hey, you need to learn how to be good. That was the thing. The cricket is supposed to teach him how to be good. That's how the original is. That's how this is. And he gives his life for Geppetto in a way where I was like, oh my God, this is so sad. And Geppetto's crying over another child. Like it hit me so hard. And Pinocchio, even knowing he's going to die, goes, I'm trying to break the rules because like every time he dies in this story, basically he's immortal. Pinocchio's immortal. It's really cool. Like there's some interesting lore in this version of Pinocchio. He's immortal, but every time he leaves the mortal coil and goes to like the waiting room of death, this hourglass appears with this like spirit saying, every time you return here, the hourglass gets a little longer. Like you're never going to die fully, but every time you die, it's going to continue to be longer and longer before we send you back. And that moves time forward in the real world too. So she warns him like, if these things run out long enough and you've been dying a lot of times, you're not careful, you can miss out on people dying, people that you love, that sort of thing. And to save Geppetto, he breaks his immortality by destroying the hourglasses and breaking the rules. And he goes back and sacrifices his life one more time for Geppetto. And he's crying over his son. the stipulation for making him a good boy is Cricket has one wish that he wishes Pinocchio back to life. And then at the end, like everything is just like really it's great. He's alive and everything. It's awesome. But since he's everlasting but still mortal, he's living forever. But he lives past the life of Geppetto, the life of the Cricket, like everybody. And you see him at the end of this movie burying everybody. It is so heartbreaking. It is real pathos, dude. This is a kids movie, and it is dark as hell. Like it was really something. It was really something. I was like, man, this has got to be the best version of this story I've seen.
That Lies of P version of that story is pretty good, though. You gotta check that thing out.
True. I need to get to that when I have.
I think so good.
I know. And they have that DLC. I got to get to it.
I haven't got to the DLC yet.
Yeah, the pathos of this version, Guillermo del Toro's version, is just it's the best. It's the best one of these Pinocchio stories. I was blown away. I was like, I will never watch this movie again because it was so traumatic. It really was. It did the number on me. We were a mess by the end, but I was like, this was so good. How long did it take me to watch this? I mean, it came out in 2022. It took me 3 years to watch it. It was fantastic stuff. I really recommend that for one watch. Watch once. It just hit me there. Oh my god, hit me there. But yeah, what have you been watching before I kind of get into my manga stuff?
Just my usual isekai trash stuff. I love.
Stop. We love the stop. Love. He goes to a new world, becomes a salary man. I hate it.
It's so good. It's so good. You
so good.
Described so many good shows.
It's not hard. You just take the guy in place, goes to this place, becomes Demon Lord, whatever,
Fantastic stuff.
I gotta see if I can find that show that was on the banner here. It was an Isekai show. I was like, he's gotta have watched this. I know. If I know Noah, he's watched the Isekai. Oh my gosh, what's it called? I'm gonna look it up while I vamp. What have you been watching?
Yeah, I haven't been watching a whole lot. The only thing I've really been watching, that's like something I hadn't watched. Well, I watched one that was really good. It was Handyman Saito in Another World. So this one was it's a guy that's just like an odd job sort of guy. He does like locksmithing, just like sewing, stuff like that, right? He just like does like these random odd job sort of things, and he gets isekai'd, and he is like he's like, hey, I'm just a normal guy, but like I know how to open like locks and like use wire cutters and stuff, like, and he's ends up on this party with this like night lady, this little like fairy pixie girl, and then this like old wizard guy who can't remember his spells half the time because he's so old. And so it's just like a really fun like sort of like comedy fantasy romp, and I really like this thing a lot. I actually told Slade about it, and he went and watched this thing. He's like, yeah, this thing's really good. I'm like, yeah, it's really good.
Okay. What's the name of it again?
Handyman Saito in Another World.
Oh, you know what? I might have seen this thing. Yeah, I've seen this thing on here. That looked interesting.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's a really good, fun, small little thing. So it doesn't have a lot of episodes. It's like 12 episodes, I think. So
okay,
but
that's perfect.
It's a fun little short and sweet sort of thing. But like
I've definitely seen this thing. I've seen what this thing was.
Like it has some really emotional story arcs that like had me like bawling my eyes out too. It was like, oh my gosh, heart-wrenching stuff. So it has some really good storytelling in there and really good characters, really good world building, and I'm particularly a big fan of the Power Wizard character. He's super cool. So basically, he's just like this old wizard guy, but he has a staff that is from like the world tree or whatever, but it's like humongous staff. It's like like bigger than like the clubs in like Dark Souls, you know. Like it's huge, and so like it's the size of a tree basically, and so he, instead of like casting spells, he just uses this club and just attacks things with the club because he's like, I'm too lazy to cast spells. I'm just gonna use this club to kill things. And so he's technically a wizard, but he just like bashes things to death with his giant staff, basically.
Love it.
It's so
Love
funny. It's so funny.
Yeah. I'll check this out. 12 episodes is super easy to get through.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun little thing. So
I actually added it to my list a long time ago. So yeah.
Yep.
I know this thing. Yeah.
Yep.
Handyman. Cool.
Yeah, it's one of those things that like it seems really unassuming, but then you watch it and like, wow, like this thing is like, for what it is, like it's really well put together and it has really good pacing, storytelling. So, and you know, you just you watch it and you're like, wow, that didn't feel like a waste of time. That, you know, felt like that was an interesting story. And it kind of stuck with me. It's one of those things that's actually kind of stuck with me a bit. I was like, yeah, I really like that thing. So,
yeah, that's cool.
But then I had to watch some actual slop because I thought that was gonna be slop, and I was like, wait a second, this was actually good. So I'm like, I gotta watch something that's really terrible. And so then I was on YouTube Shorts. I like to watch like the little like clips of like anime and stuff. That's like all my YouTube Shorts is anymore. And so I was watching this anime clip,
Was working for you, yeah.
and I'm like, oh, this looks really terrible. So I put on Akashic Records of the Bastard Magic Instructor. And
what a name.
Oh my gosh, this thing is so terrible. It's so great. Yeah, it's just like, yeah, this guy, he's a crappy instructor, and he's a crappy dude, and all of his students are constantly calling him a bastard. They're like, man, he's such a bastard. And yeah.
He sounds like a bastard to me.
But then he's like secretly actually a good guy, and then, you know, he's like, then like all of his students actually like him. They still call him a bastard though.
He's such a bastard. Positive, yeah.
Yeah, basically, it's a fun little thing. It's trash, but it's my kind of trash. So I think it's got a fun power system. It's got like the big like mages are all based off of like the arcana, and I think that's cool. So like,
yeah, it's the term blood for the blood god, slot for the piggies. Like, that's you with isekai. Yeah.
Yep.
100%.
This one's not an isekai. This one's just like a fantasy slop, but it's pretty good.
You know, anime slop, right?
Yep.
We'll put it that way. You put slop in front of anything, it's super descriptive, right? I love that.
Exactly.
It's my favorite word.
Exactly.
Yeah. Why would I ever throw a fit about that?
You get so mad when I use the word slop. It's so funny.
I get really mad.
You get really mad. Like you just get so mad. It's so funny.
There's better ways to say things. Like, there's just better ways. I don't know. Calling it slop is not. It's not it, Chief. It ain't that deep, no. It ain't that deep.
Yeah. Like Outer Wilds, I agree.
Hey now. Let's not take that out of context. Let's not do that. I've been reading some stuff. I've been kind of just like popping around with some things. My main series is Kagurabachi. Remains really good. Once this thing gets animated, it's going to be.
Yeah, I probably need to get around to reading that thing.
You need to read it. So I don't want to oversell this thing. I really don't. It's shonen. It's shonen. Yep. But like the stuff they do is really interesting. Like,
have you watched Gachiakuda?
I've watched a couple episodes of that and really like it.
Yeah, that thing is kind of slow to start up, but once it gets going, it's actually really good, I think.
Yeah, Gachiakuda is cool.
It's good shonen. Yeah. It's not like the greatest shonen of all time, but it's like I like shonen, so I'm like, yeah, I'll watch this shonen thing.
It feels like one of those new age things that's gonna be people's favorite, you know.
I don't know if it'll go that far, but people like that thing.
It feels like one of those cult things that people are like, oh, I love Gachiakuda. You know?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it take off that well yet, but
there's something about the main character where he looks like a shonen character, and he looks like somebody's header on a freaking Twitter account or something, you know.
Yep.
It's just like I can see people glomming on to Rudo, which is cool. But yeah, Kagurabachi remains really good. The Rikuzaichi arc is going to be awesome. Like, if I told you the particulars of that thing, you'd be like, okay, they're doing stuff here. Like, there's some really cool ideas here. And I've kind of told you the gist of it. Basically, think of swords like nuclear weapons, and people are trying to fight for the people that use them and the people that are trying to get them. And you can only there's every weapon, every sword has one user. That's it, and they hold them like tokens and chess pieces, and they have them under like lock and key and stuff. It's really cool. It's really cool stuff. Love that. There's a reason it's hyped. It is excellent stuff. I think some of the art is a little messy at the beginning with the first arc specifically, but like once you parse what's going on, you're like, this is gonna be awesome. Like it feels like one of those things that could really benefit from a good adaptation. I felt that way about Demon Slayer, where the art's pretty subpar on that thing, and the show makes it way better. But yeah, we'll see. Kagurabachi remains amazing. I've been keeping up with Kurumizawa's Folly. It's been so good, and that's been my like not guilty pleasure, but it's been like maybe my secret favorite manga for just regular stuff. It's pretty much a new manga, but it's so great. It's about plagiarism, and it's about just like taking credit for other people's work. It's so good. Seeing Kurumizawa like dig himself deeper and deeper is just super engaging. I started the Martial King and Gonron Egg. The Martial King is a Boichi joint. Boichi's the man. He did Dr. Stone, the art for Dr. Stone. And the Martial King, he actually wrote too. He did not write Dr. Stone, but he did all the art for Dr. Stone. But he's writing and drawing the Martial King, and it looks super awesome. Like his art is just so recognizable and so intricate. Really good shadows on that on his art, and it's just really high quality stuff. I think the Martial King, the first two issues that I read are super good. I recommend checking that out if you're looking for a new series. It's got like 20 some odd chapters, very worth looking into. I like that thing. And also I was just looking for a new series besides that called Gonron Egg. It's pretty standard shonen stuff, like, oh, humanity's been enslaved, but I have this egg that's got an eyeball, and maybe if I let it hatch for 10 years, it'll save the world. Let me keep it alive. Like, that's the whole thing. Pretty uncomplicated, pretty derivative, but it's a cool thing. Great. It literally just started. It's like 2 or 3 issues. That's pretty good. The highlight of the stuff I've read was Tatsuki Fujimoto's Before Chainsaw Man manga. They just put out a show adapting this stuff on Amazon. I recommend these stories. They are really good stuff. Like, you can see why he got a shot to make a Chainsaw Man, a Fire Punch, that sort of thing. These little bit stories are like 40, 45 pages, 50 pages a story. They're really entertaining, super entertaining. Like there's one about like a mermaid. This kid falls in love with a mermaid, but mermaids eat people, and he like gets hurt underwater, and she ends up eating a part of him, and that kind of scares him. But he kind of liked it. It was weird. It was weird. It was cool though. It was just like very like it has its own like fantasy logic that I was like, okay, I can kind of see why these characters would feel this way. There's one about like humanity has been enslaved, and aliens come down, and they basically eat them all, except for these couple humans that dress up like chickens, because aliens don't eat chickens until a student shows up from a different alien colony who eats chickens. So the kids that were dressed like chickens turn into cats, but turns out the alien guy also eats cats too. So then they're in danger. That's a really good one. That one's called like A Chicken in a Coop or something like that. But yeah, all those, it's like 7 or 8 chapters. Tatsuki Fujimoto's Before Chainsaw Man's really good. And the show adaptation I hear is great too. It's every episode has a different team behind it that animated it. So if you don't want to read the manga, which I recommend, you should check that show on Amazon. It's really cool. I think it's called Tatsuki Fujimoto 17 to 26 is what that one's called, because basically it's all, every chapter or whatever is labeled for what age he was when he made it, which is kind of cool. From ages 17 to 26. So that's pretty much all I had for that stuff. Yeah, read Kagurabachi, dude. I think you'd really like it. I really do. Yeah, that's pretty much it for everything I got. Um, New video games. What's even coming out? Like Metroid, right? That's the last thing, pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, DLC for Nightreign, right?
Yep, Nightreign DLC, Metroid. I guess Octopath Zero is coming out. I don't know if I'll get around to that or not. We'll see.
That's not going to be a day one buy for me. I need to play the other two first before I really get into that
Yeah.
one. But I'll get that eventually. I probably will. But yeah, not a lot. Like we got through the worst of it, and we're just kind of picking up the pieces. That's kind of how it feels like. So, I'm going to try to beat Assassin's Creed Shadows. Try to beat Silent Hill F. I want to get those off my plate so I can move on. I feel like I've been picking at those things for too long, and I just got to sit and finish them. So, I really want to get to Outer Worlds and Ghost Yote. Those are my two big games before the end of November. I want to really sink my teeth into. So those are the two. And then Metroid comes out a week after Thanksgiving. So we will get our hands on that soon, I'm sure, because you're buying it, I'm buying it.
Oh yeah.
And that's pretty much the year. And then it's the Game Awards, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
2025 for you, right?
Let's see. When does that Metroid come out?
I think that's also the 4th.
Sounds
I
right.
think that's the 4th. Yeah. Yeah, it's December 4th.
Yep, it's the 4th. Yeah.
That's
I need
is
to.
the
I've
deal.
got half a month to play Metroid Prime 3. I gotta get on that.
Yeah, I thought about going back to Metroid Prime 1, but I'm like, am I gonna really do that?
You never beat 2, did you? You never beat 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
Did you even beat 1?
Yeah, I beat 1.
Okay.
I beat it on the GameCube. Actually,
Yeah.
I beat it on the
Yep.
GameCube. That's
Okay.
a good game. I like that game a lot.
That's probably maybe the best one of those things. I like 2 a lot, but
Yeah, they nailed it. It feels like, as the series went on, it became less and less good, or more and more played, I would say. That first one is the one.
yeah, people really like 3. So I want to. I played a little bit of it, but I want to get back to that thing.
That one's on Wii, right?
Yep.
That one's on Wii, and the other two on GameCube. Yeah.
Yep.
So Metroid Prime 4 looks really shit hot. That game looks awesome.
Yep.
The game looks really awesome. So I have high hopes for that thing.
Yeah, it's got some open world slop elements that I hope don't bog down the game, but
Nothing is wrong with driving a motorcycle in the desert, okay? There's nothing wrong with that.
there's everything right.
I played Mad Max. That was awesome. That shit was awesome then.
Yeah.
These people, these guys. Can you believe I got condemned with an open world hater like Noah?
I kind of hate open world, yeah, with a passion.
Yeah. Well, if it's done well,
if it's done well, I like it. Yep.
Like Breath of the Wild,
Yep.
Tears of the Kingdom. That's
I like those games. Like those games quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I'm not like the biggest fan of those games, but like I like those games.
Oh, something we didn't talk about real quick is Nintendo put out an app that tracks your hour count, which is cool. So I got to see how many hours I put into all my Nintendo games over the weekend. That was fun.
Yeah, it's just one of those weird things where they don't like to put those types of features on the console anymore. They like
I know
siloing those off. It's really weird.
It is weird, but like having the information at all is nice at this point.
Sure.
It was either this or nothing,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I really like being able to see my full account playtime, because every time you switch without transferring your stuff over, it won't save your hour counts for your games. It will reset, which kind of sucks. So it's a unified in at least one way. But anyway, so yeah. Let's see. By the next time I record, it might be Thanksgiving, so we might need to talk about that. I don't know what we want to do.
Yeah, we'll have to figure.
Because it's literally 2 weeks from tomorrow, and I am
Yeah.
leaving that Wednesday night. So we will talk if we need to record before or after, or we just leave it. We
Yep.
can do that. We'll figure it out. But you'll get this, you'll get the last one, and we also talked to. We had Slade for that conversation about Pokemon. That was the last episode.
Yeah.
So, I think that's the 2, and then Shampoo. So we'll have stuff no matter what. We'll have some stuff.
Did I not get the shampoo thing uploaded? Maybe I didn't get that. I thought I did.
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been so busy at work have not checked like I should.
Fair enough.
Um,
Well,
but listen, we don't interrupt Noah. Noah's like a lovely stag in a field. We just let him frolic. We let him frolic. There's nothing wrong with frolicking. God forbid a white boy can frolic.
that's right. I love frolicking. You can quote me on that.
Oh. Stamp of approval. Noah likes frolicking. That's what he's running on. Actually, we need change like this. We want to see.
Yep.
Anyway, we're gonna frolic away to go to bed because
That's
I am
right.
tired as
I'm
hell. It's been a long
literally
day.
dying. So.
Yes. Well, I appreciate you jumping on with me and doing a tight 3.5 or 3, whatever it ended up being.
Yeah.
The video games, they're almost done coming out this year, but like Dave Damashek says, it has been a little slice of heaven with you. So thank you. We love you. Goodbye.
Bye.